It was over in the blink of an eye. 3 consecutive lightning bolts tossed by Roger Mason, annihilated by Cub hitters, and the evening was a stunning loss. Tonight, a tough customer faces the Phillies. One of the league leaders in strikeouts, Jose Guzman, will crank it up for the Chicago Cubs. And the now well-rested Ben Rivera will look for win number 13 as the Phillies attempt to move the magic number next. The Eastern opponent, which has given the Phillies the hardest time all year, the Chicago Cubs, face the Phils next. Hi again, everybody. I'm Larry Rosen. Welcome to Phillies Baseball Tonight exclusively on Prism. The Chicago Cubs have been an up-and-down near 500 team all year, but they've really done well against the Philadelphia Phillies. This will be the 11th outing against the Cubs, who are 5-5 against the Phillies. In terms of the pitching matchup, an ice-cold Cubs starter, Jose Guzman, who's been battered around his last 3 times out, against Ben Rivera on 7 days rest, but coming off a complete game shutout of these Cubs. And stay with us. Coming up next with their thoughts on tonight's game, Jay Johnston and Chris Wheeler from Veterans Stadium right after this.
The thrill, the spirit, the excitement, the pride. The officially licensed team rings from Balfour. Each ring is crafted to the exacting standards of each league, and all are made in America of beautiful Balfour Celestrium, for the look and feel of real gold or silver. Handcrafted by the same master jewelers who created league championship rings and trophies for decades. When you call to order, we'll send you a picture of your ring and a sizer to ensure your team ring fits perfectly. So call the number on your screen to order your team ring. There's no payment required now. You'll be billed just $19 prior to the shipment of your ring. Then 4 more monthly payments of only $19 each. Enjoy years of showing your team pride right at hand.
Call 1-800-438-6262, 1-800-438-6262.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back to Veterans Stadium. Chris Wheeler with Jay Johnstone. Jay, the Cubs went into this season thinking they had pretty good pitching, even though they had lost Greg Maddux, but I guess it really hasn't worked out that way for them.
Well, after they lost Maddux, they felt that Mike Morgan would step up and take his role. He did not, but Juan Guzman has stepped in. He's become their #1 pitcher. He leads the club in strikeouts with 154 and wins with 11, but the club has lost their strikeout ratio. In other words, when Maddux left, they lost the guy that can get all the strikeouts. So now they're 10th in the National League in strikeouts. They've become an action pitching staff, which means it's more work for the outfield and the infield, and consequently, the pitchers have kind of let the team down.
Well, the Phillies think they have a power pitcher going for them tonight. Big Ben Rivera is coming off a 9-strikeout shutout performance against the Cubs last week at Wrigley Field. We'll be back with the starting lineups. They're coming up right after this. Philadelphia Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, fresh, pure, natural, proud to be your bud. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By Bella Pennsylvania Yellow Pages, no other book can match it, a Bell Atlantic company. By Texaco, save up to $5 by joining Texaco's Frequent Fueler Club. Visit your local participating Texaco location for all the details. Texaco, star of the American road. By Coca-Cola, Phillies baseball and Coca-Cola, always a hit, always Coca-Cola. By Cento Fine Italian Food, the company that says trust your family with our family. By Jiffy Lube, America's favorite oil change. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
You can feel it deep inside. Dedication and a real sense of pride. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah.
sunshine this afternoon. High close to yesterday's 96 downtown.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
And now here's your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup tonight for Jim Lefever's Chicago Cubs. Dwight Smith will be in left field. Jose Vizcaino, the shortstop. Ryne Sandberg at second. Mark Grace, the first baseman. Sammy Sosa in right field. Rick Wilkins, a great season. He's behind the plate. Steve Buechele at third. Willie Wilson, a late addition to the lineup. And on the mound, the right-hander Jose Guzman will pitch tonight.
And for Jim Fragosi's first place Phillies, Hollins, Stocker, Morandini, and Kruk on the infield. Thompson, Dykstra, and Eisenreich in the outfield. Darren Dalton again behind the plate. And on the mound, all the way from England, Big Ben Rivera.
And there are the numbers on Ben Rivera coming off his best outing of the year. A complete game shutout last week, beating Chicago 7-0 at Wrigley Field. The Phillies hoping for more of that tonight. And the umpires for the ball game tonight, behind home plate, Angel Hernandez. Bob Davidson is at first. Bill Hahn at second. And at third base, Larry Poncino. Ben against the Cubs this year is 1-1 in 2 games. He lost 11-7 here on the 9th. That was on opening day at Veterans Stadium, pitching just 2 1/3 innings. As I mentioned, he had the real good outing last week, going 9 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and tying his career high in strikeouts as he beat Mike Morgan in that one. An update on Terry Mulholland. If you watched the ball game last night, you know Terry had to leave after getting nobody out in the first inning. Dr. Marone examined him, and he has a strained left hip flexor. And Mulholland injured the hip in the bullpen warming up prior to the game. They want him to rest. He'll miss 1 start, possibly 2. Dr. Marone says he'll look to him in a couple of days, see how he's progressing. And they don't expect him to be out very long. It's more precautionary than anything. So here we go with Dwight Smith leading it off. Has 2 leadoff home runs this year. One of them coming off the Phillies, Curt Schilling. 77 degrees here at Veterans Stadium as we get underway under cloudy skies. And Rivera misses up high. It'll be Smith, Vizcaino, a switch hitter, and then Ryne Sandberg.
Dwight Smith has kind of an interesting forte, Chris. Besides playing baseball for the Cubs, he also likes to sing, and he sang the national anthem prior to the Cubs-Braves contest back on August 22nd. So here we have a singing outfielder.
Dwight Smith. And he takes a breaking ball low. He has 47 pinch hits in his career with the Chicago Cubs. He and Jerome Walton came up the same year, were 1-2 and Rookie of the Year, Walton winning it. Walton's disappeared, and Smith's still around. Rivera with a curveball, and it is low. Darren Dalton with a good play on block on it. 3-2 to the leadoff man, Dwight Smith.
A lot of people still shake their heads at Jerome Walton. They felt he had all the ability to be a good one, and like you said, all of a sudden he just...
Gonzo. Fastball and a swing and a late foul out of play down the left field line.
Those 47 pinch hits you talked about him has now established him as the Cub leader of all time. He was tied with 3 other guys. Phil Cavarretta, Bob Wells, Thad Bosley, actually 4, and Larry Bittner.
Ground ball hit to Stocker, grabs it on the second hop, throws him out, 1 away here in the first.
Rivera had good stuff in Chicago. From all the reports that I've seen, I did not get to see him personally other than watching him on the replays, but he had a good curveball. But I think what set that up is, didn't he have a good fastball? And after the fastball, you see the curveball. It's a little tough to hit that pitch.
They came out and established the fastball, him and Dalton, early, Jay, in that game. The wind was blowing straight in, so it was a day where you could be comfortable with a high fastball, too, and get away with it. And then he started to get his breaking ball, and then he had to lead with those shadows.
How nice it is to pitch with the wind in Wrigley.
And those shadows late. And I mean, they had no chance late in that game. He struck out the side in the 9th inning. This is Jose Vizcaíno, the shortstop, a switch hitter, 285 batter, left-handed.
It's a great way to pitch with the shadow in Wrigley Field. What was that? They talked about the homer one time by Gabby Hartnett, the homer in the Gloman.
That's it. In a World Series. A ball and a strike on Vizcaíno. And he's not getting his curveball over as of yet, and he misses 2-1. Vizcaíno lifetime off Ben. He is 2 for 5. He hit a 3-run home run off him on opening day here. Remember the opener here at Veterans Stadium? The wind was blowing like we've never seen it here. It was like Wrigley Field, and the ball was flying out of this place. And Rivera got hurt with a long ball that day. And wound up the loser in an 11-7 opening day loss by the Phillies. They went on to win 2 out of 3 though that weekend. They got off to their quick start. There's a curveball. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 outs in the 1st inning. Strikeout number 1 for Ben.
Rivera has a very big breaking downer type curve. We'll show it to you right there. See it start and go straight down. Vizcaíno really was fooled by the pitch. Tried to get a piece of it, as you can see by a short choppy swing. Did not do it. It's the first strikeout of the game.
Sandberg. Ryan had a 17-game hitting streak snap last night, batting .338 during the streak. And there you see his overall numbers. And Rivera throws an excellent curveball to him, starts him with it for strike 1. On deck is Mark Grace, who has a 13-game hitting streak. Pitch to Rhino, a fastball, swing and a miss. Rivera coming out throwing the ball well again tonight. You see his lifetime numbers off Ben.
Rhino will be 34 years old on September 18th. Over 11.5 years in the big leagues, and what a career he has had. Somebody asked me if he might have a chance at the Hall of Fame. I think so.
Yeah, especially after he retires as the all-time home run hitting second baseman someday, which he will do. Needs around 30 to pass Joe Morgan. 30, 31 to tie him, I think it is. 32 maybe to pass. There's a fastball away, and he fouls it off. They count 2-2 on Sandberg. Phillies know, as the league knows, that you must keep the ball away from Sandberg. And he has made a real good living on pitches middle, in, and up.
Especially in Wrigley Field.
Dalton sets up away. Fastball struck him out, threw it right by him. So Ben Rivera comes out and strikes out 2 in the 1st inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. No score after 1/2 inning.
Homer! What's wagging? Big 4 again. Usual number. Straight. And box it 2. 50 cents each way.
The Pennsylvania Lottery's Big 4 game.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
Don't forget to play both ways every day. You might be the lucky dog who wins.
This house is you, Boomer. And the owners aren't anxious to sell.
Hi, I'm Neil Hartman. Budweiser and the Phillies want to send you and a guest to the World Series. Right now, be the 5th caller to 1-800-432-1745. And you'll win a Budweiser sports bag and a replica Phillies cap. All winners then qualify for the grand prize, an all-expense-paid trip to the first 2 games of the World Series in the host American League city. So call now and pack your bags, because with a little luck, you could be on your way to the first 2 games of the World Series, compliments of Budweiser.
And here is your Sherwin-Williams starting lineup for the Phillies tonight, managed by Jim Fregosi. Lenny Dykstra in center. Mickey Morandini is start tonight at second base. John Kruk at first. Dave Hollins, a third baseman. Darren Dalton catches. Jim Eisenreich in right field. Milt Thompson in left. Kevin Stocker, the shortstop. You saw him have a strong first inning. Ben Rivera on the mound.
And for Jimmy Lefebvre's Chicago Cubs, Steve Buechele at third, Jose Vizcaíno at short, Ryan Sandberg at second, Mark Grace will be at first. In the outfield, Dwight Smith in left, Willie Wilson, a late replacement, will go to center. Sammy Sosa will move over from center, and he'll play right field tonight. Rick Wilkins will be behind the plate, and Jose Guzman will be on the mound.
There's Guzman, 6'3", 195 pounds, 30 years of age, born in Puerto Rico, lives now in Colleyview, Texas. Signed as a free agent by the Rangers, undrafted player, in February of 1981, then signed as a free agent by the Cubs December 1st of 1992. His first year in the National League as Jim Lefebvre looks on. Guzman against the Phillies this year is 1-1 in 2 games with a 0.73 earned run out. And Lenny Dykstra will lead it off against him. Dykstra at 302. The first pitch is a sinker low. He throws fastball, breaking ball, and a lot of changeups, which they say is a palm ball. And he'll throw the palm ball at any time.
That's pretty much his strikeout pitch, and he sets it up beautiful with his other pitches.
Dykstra takes another pitch low. Guzman throws a lot of home run balls, tied for third in the league with 25. Along with Dennis Martinez, Greg Harris first, 28. Jack Armstrong has 27. You see the runs that Lenny has scored this year, and Phillies hope many more to come.
They sure do, especially come October 6th and 7th.
He has those 126 runs. He's also walked 114 times. Dykstra ground ball in the hole to right for a base hit. So Lenny gets it started with a single to right.
If those dates aren't familiar to you folks, October 6th and 7th, well, Lenny Dykstra will inform you that those will be the first 2 games played here in the National League Championship Series on the East Coast. So that's where he wants to score a whole bunch of runs.
And Mickey Morandini, the batter, hitting .462 in his last 9 games, really making the most of his opportunities as Duncan has been playing for the most part. Mickey's second among National League second basemen in fielding, doing a real good job with just 4 errors and a .991 percentage. Guzman will step off and throw over to first. He has a pretty good move, and he's also fairly quick to the plate, not real easy to run on. And Wilkins is a very good thrower. And they pitch out on the first pitch. Dykstra not going, ball 1.
Well, that was kind of surprising to see on the very first pitch, a pitch out.
Dykstra with an excellent percentage in steals.
Maybe the Cubs thought they had had the signs stolen from third base coach Larry Bowa or from somebody.
And Guzman with a lob toss over to first. Guzman lost to Schilling 3-0 here at the Vet on the 11th of April, and then beat Schilling 6-3 at Wrigley on the 17th. Both games he pitched 6 innings. He has been hurt by his control against the Phillies. In 12 1/3 innings this year, he has walked 10 and struck out 7. As Bowa goes through the signs, 2-0 count to Morandini.
Guzman wants to keep the ball either down and in on Morandini or go away with it and look for the ground ball so they can try and get a double play. The Cubs are second in the National League with 141. The Giants with 151 double plays on the year. Their infielders and outfielders do get a lot of action because of the lack of strikeouts from every pitcher but this guy.
Dykstra pretty good lead. Does not go. The pitch to Mickey's outside. Good eye by Morandini, so he runs a 3-1 count. Then he takes a look over at Bowa, as does Morandini, to see if they want him to run. And this is a good time to go. Something off speed. Lenny would probably be able to steal it, and Morandini might be able to poke one in the hole and get a first and third out of it. So we'll see if Dykstra runs. 3 balls and 1 strike. Guzman thinks he might go and moves over to first. We're just underway here in the first inning. No score. Dykstra still leading by plenty. Dykstra goes, and the pitch is a strike call, and Wilkins' throw is a beauty, and he got it. Right on the bag, a perfect throw from Rick Wilkins. Morandini took the pitch, and there's 1 out.
Dykstra looked like he didn't get as good a jump as he normally did, but Wilkins has a very strong arm. You can see the throw, and a perfect throw right in front of the bag. All Sandberg has to do is catch it right in front of it. Look at that.
Morandini obviously thought that was ball 4 when he took it. And now he grounds one up the middle, but Sandberg is right there to his right, throws him out. 2 down. So the Phillies look like they might have something going. All of a sudden have 2 outs and nobody on base for John Kruk. 6th in the league and hitting at .325. Well over 40%, and Lake is at 55%, so they've done a good job, their catchers.
Considering the average norm is about 32-33%.
And the pitch to Kruk misses 2-0. John up among the league leaders in walks with 101, as the Phillies have 3 players over 100 walks this year, the only team in the history of baseball to ever do that. And Kruk patiently goes to 3-0. And there's the other guy, Dykstra, Kruk, and Darren Dalton, of course. Dalton has 103. 3-0 pitch to Kruk, and he rips it into center field. Willie Wilson on his horse can't get it. In one hop off the wall, Kruk on his way to second. He'll stop there with a double. The John Kruk, a 2-out double on a 3-0 pitch, is 30th of the year.
This is the second time that Kruk has laced one over Wilson's head. First time was dead center. This one's a little bit more towards right center. Wilson with a terrific jump. He just can't catch up to it. You can see how fast he's going. The ball just out of his reach. But he recovers very quickly, like all good outfielders. Picks up the ball barehanded and hits the cutoff man and holds Kruk to a double.
Here's Willie Wilson, who you figure a few years ago would have caught it.
Yeah, it could be. Wilson at 37 years of age on a bit of a downward side of his career.
That'll bring up Dave Hollins. He has 68 walks. Has knocked in 82 runs, and a sinker ball is low, ball 1. Hollins 1 for 3 this year off Guzman. Guzman in his first year in the National League, and he is an 11-game winner. Hollins takes a breaking ball outside, 2-0. He's been behind everybody, but the Phillies have yet to make him pay. Guzman on the year has walked 73, struck out 154 in 183 and 2/3 innings. Balls and 1 strike to Hollins. That might have been a pound ball or a sinker. It really dove.
How about that?
2 balls and a strike to Hollins. Bounces up there. Nice block by Wilkins.
Just heard the reason that Kevin Robertson did not play tonight. And it's not funny, but he had an allergic reaction to an unknown something. They don't quite know what it is, and so he's not in the lineup.
And he was a late scratch. There's John Kruk on at second. And they moved Dwight Smith from right to left with Sosa from center to right. There is Robertson.
I think he's healthy to me.
Hollins swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Guzman, who spent a lot of years in the American League, is definitely pitching backwards to these hitters.
Well, this is a good fastball hitting club. Phillies love to get those fastballs, especially when they're heading the count. And Guzman, who has a very good changeup, probably his best pitch will throw at any time in the count. And it's set up so well because it's off the same motion as his fastball.
Fastball foul away, and he had a late swing of the fastball because of those changeups.
What happens is a lot of hitters get caught in between, just like Hollins did there. You see the arm motion. Now you've gotten the back of the line. Well, he's throwing me a couple of changeups with that arm motion. Am I getting another one? I've got to wait back a little bit. That was the fastball. Hollins couldn't turn on, couldn't get it out in front. And then way foul.
3-2 to Hollins. The pitch. Got him with a palm ball. Struck him out on that changeup, and Hollins goes down. Strikeout number 1 for Guzman. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. No score through 1.
Do Texaco food marts really have everything?
Oh, they have gum, cheese, candy.
Many reasons I come to Texaco.
Chips, cereals, nice people.
There are many reasons.
You want it, they got it. If they don't have it, you don't need it.
Isn't that candy that pulls apart like that?
Did I skip something?
Visit your Texaco station and food mart for unbeatable System 3 gasoline.
Pop comes here for System 3, and I come here for Pop. Right, Mom?
And just about everything else.
I'd recommend it to anybody. And I would, too.
The other day, these guys came to me and said, Kirby, how'd you like to be in a cross-training commercial for Nike? You wear the shoes, right? We could come film your workout. So I say to them, let me get this straight. You want to make a 3-hour commercial?
The Phillies look to flatten Florida when they play the Marlins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 20th through the 22nd, all at 7:35. Then they're out to bop the Braves. Friday the 24th at 7:35, Saturday the 25th at 7:05, and Sunday the 26th at 1:35 when all fans receive a free Phillies poster and more on Fan Appreciation Day. Call 463-1000.
Hey, if you like Cento, folks, boy, you're going to love what they did this year. They gave $200 for every Phillies home run to the Child Guidance Clinic. That's the Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic. And the Phillies, have they hit some home runs this year? The Phillies have hit 143 home runs. So you start adding that up, you're looking at $28,600 already in the coffers of that Philadelphia Child Guidance Clinic. And besides, if you like Italian food, go to your local grocery store. Look up on the shelf. They have over 100 products, all kinds of things, from tomatoes to any kind of pasta you want. As we take a look at Larry Schenk there, the Baron, the Dean of the PR people in the Major Leagues.
Studying the game very intently as he looks off to the left.
Had a very nice shirt on tonight, so Julie must have dressed him.
Yeah. Mark Grace, the batter. Grace with a 13-game hitting streak. Hit a home run here last night. Grace is batting .409 during that streak, and he's hitting 17 out of 18. Down low. Happy birthday tonight to our good buddy Bob Mizzy. Bob's daughters Adele and Tina worked here at the ballpark for a long time. Son Bobby was a football star with the Temple Owls, and Bob worked here a lot of years. We certainly wish him the best tonight. We know he is tuned in and watching. He's a great fan. So happy birthday, Bob. Two balls and one strike to Mark Grace. It is on the outside corner for a strike. Like to send get well wishes along tonight too to George Porter of Westchester Golf and Country Club. I know he is a great fan. I haven't been feeling real well, so George, hope you're enjoying the ball game. Get better real soon. Here's a ground ball to first. Crockett, good play on short hop. In your face, Mark Grace, who makes that play all the time and retires Grace one away here in the second.
Nice play by Crook because he had to charge it to get the ball on the short hop. Everybody talks about how good a hitter John Crook is. Watch how he fields this ball. Quick as a cat, he's up, catches the ball on the short hop. He's got the glove down, blocking it with his body in case it gets away or takes something funny, and he makes the catch and an easy put out. He just makes it look so easy, and it's not that easy.
Sammy Sosa, the batter. Sammy trying to become the first player in Cubs history to have 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases. So he needs 3 steals to get to that point. Already has the 31 homers. And Rivera's first pitch to his countryman is outside, ball 1. Sosa and Rivera both hailing from the Dominican Republic. High fastball. Rick Wilkins waits on deck. What a story he is for the Cubs this year.
Happy birthday, Bess Cunniff, 97 years old and been a Phillies fan since forever.
Foul tip held on to by Dalton.
Happy birthday to Kimberly Winnemora. She's 13, just recovered from an illness and returned home from the hospital day on her birthday. Happy anniversary to Jack and Tony Nunes from Philadelphia, 36 years old. 36 years.
Of wedded bliss, you mean?
Yes. I got so many birthdays. Folks, we got so many birthdays here. It's unbelievable. We could just do an inning on birthdays.
But we won't.
No. No, we won't. couple of anniversaries to Howard and Becky Harris, 25 years. Ralph and Lillian Vandergrift from Ambler, 53 years of wedded bliss. Congratulations.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Sammy Sosa, and the pitch to him, a breaking ball, and he hammers it to left center, but Thompson's right there, and Milk comes on and makes a play. 2 up and 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
Nice pitch by Rivera. Sosa, as Chris had mentioned, has been hitting up a storm lately, and when you got a hitter that's hitting the ball well, you can't pitch him the same pitch twice. So you got to move the ball around a little bit. You got to go in and out of the strike zone, up and down. And Rivera, with a good breaking pitch, got Sosa to hit a little humpback liner.
Rick Wilkins, what a year he's having. 25 home runs. That's the most home runs for a Cubs catcher since Gabby Hartnett hit 37 in 1930. Look at the difference in his years.
We're just talking about him. And now I see why they let Joe Girardi get away.
Well, he started slowly this year, hitting just 122 in April, but since May 1st, he's hit 311 with 24 homers, 57 runs batted in, and he nails this. Dykstra going away back. It is gone. Wilkins has hit his 26th home run of the year. Just talking about all these homers he's hitting, and he bolts one out of here to right center, and the Cubs continue to hurt the Phillies with the long ball this series. They lead it 1-0.
And it's amazing to watch these guys hit, but I'll tell you something else more amazing. We'll show you the home run, but watch how Rick Wilkins holds the bat. He chokes up just like Barry Bonds. A lot of guys believe that if you choke up, you lose power. Look at that. He's choking up a good 1.5 inches on the bat.
Fastball from Ben Rivera, and he hits it out to right center.
And you know, in the 4 games that the Cubs have played, here's Vet. They've hit 10 home runs. Now it's 5 games and 11 home runs.
They started out strong in that opening game, and then last night, of course, they poured it on with 4. So Buechele, the batter, he hit one here last night. And the pitch is a fastball over for a strike. Rick Wilkins now with 60 runs batted in, and you've already seen the strong arm he has as he gunned Dykstra down. He could not check on that good Steve Buechele on the breaking ball, so it's 1-2. Two outs, nobody on base, and a run in. Cubs lead at 1-0 here in the 2nd inning. Buechele swings and misses, and Ben Rivera strikes him out. Number 3 for Ben. In the inning, a run on a hit. No errors and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 2nd, 1-0 Cubs.
There are some things that money can't buy. Infiniti believes safety should be one of those things. That's why they're the only car company whose entire line includes standard not only ABS and dual airbags, but automatic seatbelt pretensioners to help snug the belt around you as the airbags deploy. From their least expensive G20 to their most luxurious Q45. Would a visit to your Infiniti showroom be in order? I think that's safe to say.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Yeah, you're right, Judd. There's no beach traffic.
Easy. I went out. There's a Coke machine.
Man, I'm so hot.
You certainly are.
Hot as in sweaty.
Okay, so crank on the AC.
Air conditioning is for the weak, like yourself.
I'm sticking to the seat like yourself.
That dog is moving faster than we are.
All you guys ever do is complain.
Your shoes are pretty.
Could someone please fan me?
No.
Coca-Cola, anyone?
Yay!
Thank you, Alan, for serving a purpose in my life for the first time.
Well,
You're very welcome.
You'll get a great-looking Phillies poster free, compliments of Acme, plus plenty of fun surprises when the Phillies play the Braves on Fan Appreciation Day, Sunday, September 26th at 1:35. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
And our next game here on Prism is tomorrow night. Then PHL 17 will bring you the Phillies and the Cubs Thursday night. And then back on Prism again on Friday night when the Astros come to town for the weekend. And carrying that one game further, we're on Prism on Saturday night also. Darren Dalton leads it off. Darren is 4th in the league in runs batted in with his 94, looking for his second consecutive 100 RBI season. Probably will not win the RBI title this year as he did last year. David Justice has just been on fire, and he's taken over. And Bonds having a great year. Justice has 102, Bonds with 102. Dalton is 3rd in the league in RBIs. 2-1. This guy Guzman has been behind everybody so far, as he is a real nibbler. But he's getting the job done. He's 2-2. Guzman has been hurt a lot. Missed the entire '89 season. In 1990, he was in the minor leagues at 3 different stops with shoulder problems. He had an operation performed by Dr. Frank Jobe. Here's that palm ball, and it's a good one. He struck him out with it.
He used it 2-1 and 2-2, and like you said, when he gets behind, he pitches a little bit backwards. Usually a National League pitcher, you'd see the good fastball. There's the straight palm ball, and the ball just floats down. You see it coming off the same arm motion as the fastball. Dalton way out in front.
Good changeup. And Jim Eisenreich, who has a 10-game hitting streak, stands in that streak, batting at .432 is Eisenreich. And Guzman's first pitch to him is over for a strike. And Eisenreich, with that little short stroke of his, now has an 11-game hitting streak as he singles the center, hit number 3 for the Phils.
I heard a little birdie say it's a classic upright, up-the-middle swing. With Guzman on the mound, you're not going to see a whole lot of fastballs down the middle. He's going to nibble a lot. He's going to change speeds on you. You got to wait and try and drive the ball back to the middle. That's exactly what Eisenreich did.
Bill Thompson at 259. 1 for 5 off Guzman this year, and he takes a pitch outside called strike 1. No balls and 1 strike.
You can see Wilkins, after getting that first pitch on the outside part of the batter's box, set up outside again, did not get that pitch. Wilkins looking in at the bench for a sign.
See if they want Guzman to move over, and he flips the thumb out there, which usually means just that, and he does. Sometimes a manager wants a pitcher to move over so he can watch the base runner and see if he'll give something away. There you see Lefebvre and Billy Connors looking on. Billy, the pitching coach. And the pitch to Thompson's over for strike 2 call. Thompson thinks it's a pretty big plate. He got me away, now it got me in.
Tell you what, Jim Lefebvre put under a little pressure lately as a manager of the Cubs, as we see Billy Connors there. Their general manager went on a radio show and made a comment that
this could be 2. Thompson beats it on the fielder's choice, safe at first, 2 outs.
He made the comment that he thought that the Cubs probably should be 10 games in over 500 as we see the double play try. Again, as Eisenreich does a great job of sliding outside into Vizcaíno, causing him to throw the ball a little bit wild, and Grace has to come off and make the play. Anyway, made the comment that he thinks the Cubs should be 10 games over 500. And, of course, the next question by all the media was, and it was chronicled in all the Chicago papers, well, if they aren't, what are you going to do about it? Well, I guess, you know, I'd put a little pressure on the manager because he thinks the ball club should be one way, and Lefebvre's managing as best he can with the injuries and the lack of pitching he's got. And so there was concern that maybe when all these firings took place with Tony Perez and some other guys, that Lefebvre might get fired. But from what I've heard from the writers that are here in Philadelphia now and some of the players, that they went to bat for Lefebvre. They like him, they like what he's doing, and they want him as their manager. So I guess it's been left at that for now.
Stockard takes strike 2 called after swinging and missing at the first pitch.
See, Chicago writers have to write about something, though, don't they?
Well, they are 2 games under 500, and that did put a lot of heat on Lefebvre. It was right around the All-Star break.
Well, you know, you start looking when you lose some pitching, you expect another guy to step up.
Good changeup.
He doesn't.
And he keeps throwing that changeup, does Guzman, and he gets the Phillies out here in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Through 2, 1-0 Cubs.
It's a round world, genuine and true.
day, these guys came to me and said, Kirby, how'd you like to be in a cross-training commercial for Nike? You wear the shoes, right? We could come film your workout. So I say to them, let me get this straight. You want to make a 3-hour commercial?
I work Saturdays and Sundays. It's not a job. It's a dedication. I don't think you can teach someone to tune. You just got to practice until it's natural, just like breathing. There seems something mystic about it. So much beauty comes out of music.
Mellon PSFS, you're why we do our very best.
You'll get a great-looking Phillies poster free, compliments of Acme, plus plenty of fun surprises when the Phillies play the Braves on Fan Appreciation Day, Sunday, September 26th at 1:35. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000.
Pandemonium, a weirdly wonderful way to enjoy the Phillies and the Inquirer. Look in tomorrow's Inquirer for all the details to enjoy these wonderful games, plus all the Inquirer's special updated sports reporting on the Phillies. That's Pandemonium, Philadelphia Inquirer. We go to the third inning. Willie Wilson, Jose Guzman, and then to the top of the order, Dwight Smith. Wilson hitting a home run here last night. First one he's hit in a long, long time. First in the National League. Not in the original starting lineup. That's just how long it was right there. 927 ABs. Ben Rivera misses high 2-0 to Wilson, batting in the 8-hole.
What a career this man has had. As we see Fregosi and Vukovich talking over their latest game plan.
And Larry Rosen's going to have a visit with John Vukovich after this half inning. So stay tuned. Wicked check swing foul into the crowd. And there's Vuk, who will be profiled after this half inning.
15 and a half years in the big leagues, coming into tonight's ball game was 2,195 hits in his career.
Swings and misses at a breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Willie Wilson. And he misses high, does Ben Rivera, and the count full at 3-2. Ben has not walked a batter. He struck out 3. Cubs have 1 hit in the game, a home run by Wilkins, and you lead at 1-0. 3-2. Little looper down the line, foul. And Wilson broke his bat and will head for some new lumber, and that will give us the opportunity to send very special birthday wishes along to a guy a lot of us grew up listening to. I had the privilege of working with here on Prism at one time, and the dean of Philadelphia Sportscasters, great guy, and he is proud to announce he's 70 today. Mr. William Campbell.
That's great.
I know Bill's watching the ball game tonight, so happy birthday, Bill. Brought a lot of happiness to a lot of people in this area for a lot of years. And I will not do an impression of you. Great guy, Bill Campbell. Foul beaten off the back of Willie Wilson. Said he's just going to kick back at home tonight and watch the ball game.
I don't blame him. He deserves it. He's given a lot of fans a lot of great moments.
Here's a 3-2 pitch again to Wilson. Little looper into center field. Stocker can't get it. It's a base hit for Willie Wilson. Takes a big turn at first, and he'll hold on there. That's hit number 2 for the Cubs, and that'll bring up Guzman, who has sacrificed successfully 9 times this year, and he'll try to make it 10.
So hit number 2,196 in his 15-and-a-half-year Major League career for Willie Wilson.
Happy birthday tonight to Angelina Ricino, 73, from Hatboro. As Guzman is around to bunt, and he bunts it to Kruk, has a play at second. They're going to come back to first. Safe. Always a tough double play when you go that route. Mirandini was covering, and Guzman, to his credit, really hustled and beat the play, but they get the lead man, Wilson.
When a pitcher squares around too early, it gives the fielder a chance to get another 3 steps on him coming in, and Kruk, as you can see, was right there. The throw by to Morandini from Stocker was very close. Let's see the throw by Stocker. Stocker does a great job of hanging in there as Wilson tries to take him out. Well, what do you think?
He's out.
Yes, he is.
But called safe by Bob Davidson. And that's all that matters. Here's Dwight Smith. Ball bounces up there. And Darren Dalton with a good block.
Crook did a great job of breaking in. As soon as he saw Guzman square around before Rivera went to bunt, he broke in, got an additional 3 steps. It was bunted, a little semi-line drive. He caught it on the 1 hop, quickly fired a BB to Stocker, who really completed the double play but didn't get the call.
As Morandini covered on it, almost a 3-6-4 double play. The next pitch to Dwight Smith is hit the left with Thompson position perfectly, grabs it, 2 down. And back to first goes Guzman.
Happy birthday to Jackie Morocha from her husband Mike and their daughter Marisa. And also happy birthday to Andrew Pizzo.
Jose Vizcaíno, the batter. Jose struck out his first time up. Two outs and the pitcher Guzman on at first base. 1-0 Cubs. We're in the third. Second of a 4-game series between the Phillies and the Cubs. On the outside corner for a strike. Hernandez is calling that pitch away quite a bit all of a sudden, and Vizcaíno didn't like it. Breaking ball for strike 2, 0-2. And he has something to say to the home plate umpire, does Vizcaíno.
Yeah, that's not a good idea to do, especially when you have 2 strikes. You're not going to get that pitch that's just on the outside part of the plate. They're going to ring you up.
And Dalton sets up out there. And it's a breaking ball low. 1-2.
Well, our fabulous ground crew wants to wish a speedy recovery to Cora Patrizio, who's recovering from a minor setback. Her and her husband are great friends of the grounds crew, and they want to wish her a great recovery and get well. She's watching tonight.
Yep, we'd like to add to that. Al Patrizio. And Bennett 50 pitches here in the third inning, a lot already.
People don't realize all the work the groundskeepers have to do after an Eagles game to get this ready to play for baseball.
Fouled away, out of play. Yep, they're in that busy time of the year now. They'll have Temple football here also.
They finish that game on Sunday. Those guys are out there after that game. They're sitting there. And then they work late till Sunday night. They're here about 6, 7 o'clock on Monday morning. Had it ready for the game last night.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Struck him out on a breaking ball. Dalton will throw to first as Vizcaíno just stops down there halfway down. That guy throws everybody, but he is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Time now for tonight's Phil's Profile as Larry Rosen visits with the man who helped create the position of dugout assistant, John Vukovich.
In a 24-year professional baseball career, Phillies dugout assistant John Vukovich has seen a lot of great ball clubs. He played with the Big Red Machine of Cincinnati in 1975, earned a ring as a world champion with the Phillies in 1980. Now he has an upfront view of the '93 Phillies. He says for fans the comparisons might be inevitable, but not for the coaches, at least not yet.
I've been asked about, is this the best club ever? We haven't won anything yet, so I think it'd be improper to categorize them against the clubs that have won. So to this point, we're just playing, and when it's all over at the end of the year, hopefully we can categorize and we can find a parallel between one club and another. But right now, I think it's unfair not only to this club but the clubs of the past.
And there's Johnny Vukovich now, one of my dear friends. And when he talked about hitting, he knew what it was like to watch good hitters, and I'll leave it my pal. I'll hear about this, and some guys say he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. I love him dearly. Johnny Vukovic. Great job done by Larry Rosen. But anyway, it's time for Dream Week, and there's still plenty of time to reserve a roster spot for the Phillies down there in Clearwater, Florida, because I got to tell you, if you don't act soon, they've already sold out the first week, and the second week is going real quick, and you're going to have all kinds of former Phillies down there. It's great fun. Call this number, 938-1200. The Phillies Dream Week. You get down there. Besides, it's January, folks. You're at the Clearwater Beach Holiday Inn on the beach. It's gorgeous. It's sunny. Here it's snowing. Hey, call now.
Got a nice piece on John Vukovic.
I'm glad you didn't hear what I said.
I heard
you. he'll hear about it too, and he'll be all over.
Somehow it'll be my fault.
Yeah. Well, you instigated it.
Yeah. Ben Rivera leads it off, 5 for 43 on the year, a 116 hitter. Ben's an excellent bunter. He has 13 sacrifices, but he leads off the inning. Somebody asked him one time, why don't you bunt more? Because you're such a good bunter. Why don't you bunt for a base hit? And he just pointed to his legs. Forget it. I can't run. And Ben takes it low. 1-2. Lenny Dykstra to follow, and then Mickey Morandini. Phils have out hit the Cubs 3-2, but trail at 1-0. They're your sack leaders. Swing and a miss, and Guzman gets his 4th strikeout. 1 out here in the 3rd.
Hey, happy birthday to Jimmy Crawford of Clifton Heights. He's 40, and Harry Kirby, 84 today, of Pomona, New Jersey. Happy birthday, guys. And everybody tonight from prison.
Lenny Dykstra, the batter. Lenny singled to right his first time up, and was caught stealing for the 9th time this year. The dude batting at 304. Hit hard, but right to Mark Grace, and that's automatic. Mark Grace should win a Gold Glove this year if there's any justice in the league. He hasn't won one yet. He's an outstanding defensive player. Has committed just 4 errors all year, and he really should be the National League Gold Glove winner at first. There's the fanatic who has gone into the crowd and found some fans. He gets away with murder in that suit.
Sure does.
Morandini fouls it back right over the fanatic's head as he dove for cover. Mickey grounded to second his first time up. And that pitch misses inside.
See how Guzman works? In, away, then he'll go up and down in the strike zone. Like we've said before, he's not going to overpower you with a fastball, but he's got a great palm ball. And there's a little breaking ball, a little bit of a slider, but he constantly moves around the plate, goes for location, and tries to nibble.
He's lost his last 3 starts, losing to New York his last time out on September 2nd, going just 6 innings, giving up 7 hits and 7 earned runs. Toronto looking to hang on, leading Oakland as that ball bounces up there.
Has Oakland fallen on hard times or what?
Wow. Yeah, it's not their year.
No, it's not. How about Baltimore?
Great pennant race.
Sure.
Mickey gets way out in front, hits it foul down the line, off the facing of the 4th level and back into the crowd.
I'd probably venture to say Guzman might try the changeup away right here. Well, he went away, but he was with the fastball.
And the count is full now on Morandini, which does not mean he'll get a fastball here.
No.
Even though you would think he would. Here's the 3-2. And he fouls it off. It was a fastball. With Kruk on deck, you really would think he would get one. Guzman has had such a good command of that changeup.
You see the pitch that he fouled off. Now you got a 3-2 fastball. When you get a 3-2 fastball inside, you're supposed to yank it somewhere. But because he's got such a great palm ball, you've got to say to yourself, I got to wait back a little longer, try and drive the ball through the middle. And that ball got in on Morandini before he can get the bat out there.
Down the line, hit pretty well. Long run, Dwight Smith. This ball is fair and in play, and Morandini will have a double. Morandini hit it deep to the left field corner. The Phillies have another hit. That's their 4th in the game, their 2nd double, and they get to score. Both their doubles have been with 2 outs.
Morandini just waiting, looking for something he can drive back through the middle. It was a fastball on the outside corner. He was still behind it,
but he had a good swing, and it was in a good part of the strike zone that gave him the ability to drive the ball a little bit.
And you see it going down the line as Smith chases it, and it lands 10 feet fair right at the base of the wall. And now here is Kruk. That was double number 16 for Mickey. John doubled over Wilson's head the first time up. They were playing him well over towards left center, as they are again, and he drove it towards right center. Wilson couldn't catch up. Kruk beats it foul first base side.
Double number 255 on the year for the Phillies. They lead the National League in that category.
Kruk's a 293 batter with runners in scoring position. Ball and 1 strike. Guzman now at the 50 pitch mark. Has yet to walk about her, although he has pitched behind, but that's really his style. There's not been a no-hitter pitch in the National League this year. This guy went 8 2/3 innings in his first National League start against the Atlanta Braves, and then Otis Nixon got a base hit.
Yeah, cheapy at that, too. There's a good pitch where he tried to nibble on Kruk. He was down by 2-1. Tried to go with that little off-speed pitch on the outside corner, and Kruk did a good job by laying off.
Well, he got a fastball that time and chased it 3-2.
John's probably saying to himself, you know, I'm not going to get too many fastballs. I'm going to try and hack at one of these.
3 balls, 2 strikes, base open at first, and Dave Holland's on deck. Morandini leading off second. Phillies trying to get him home to tie this one. Kruk, a late swing and a foul off the end of the bat. John just kind of spoiled that one. Pitch, so that's strikeout number 5 for Guzman. The Phillies waste another double. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. They'll leave 1-0 Cubs through 3.
This is your world, genuine and true, working together in all that you do, and you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud, Budweiser. Proud to be your bud.
Look what you did.
What I did? Just who do you think you are, man?
Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The genuine Bell of Pennsylvania Yellow Pages from Bell Atlantic.
The Phillies look to flatten Florida when they play the Marlins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 20th through the 22nd, all at 7:35. Then they're out to bop the Braves. Friday the 24th at 7:35, Saturday the 25th at 7:05, and Sunday the 26th at 1:35 when all fans receive a free Phillies poster and more on Fan Appreciation Day. Call 463-1000.
And back here at Veterans Stadium, Gary Maddox joins us. Guzman so far looks like he has a really good changeup.
He does, and you can see it's his arm speed, Chris. He has guys, we saw Hollins and we saw Kruk swinging for strike 3, where they're just swinging at arm speed. He gives them real good arm speed, and the ball just kind of floats out of his hand, and they're way out in front of it. And that's a pitch, I mean, you can be looking for it. I remember Tudor used to pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals the exact same way. You could be up there looking for it, and you look at that hand, and you can't tell. You just can't judge the speed of the ball.
Guzman has 5 strikeouts thus far. Make it 4.
And you look at his statistics coming in, how many strikeouts he gets per inning, and it's a good ratio.
Sandberg, the batter. And Rhino takes it over for a strike. He struck out his first time out. Phillies have out hit the Cubs 4-2. But Wilkins' home run has them ahead 1-0.
Big Ben, no slouch himself.
And he misses outside. A ball and 2 strikes to Sandberg. Going to go with a breaking ball away. And he taps it towards short. Stocker on the run. Gloves. Throws out Sandberg. 1 away. Sandberg trying to pull that curveball and hits it to the shortstop.
You know, that's just a reaction thing. You know, you want to get a fastball to hit from Ben Rivera, but once he gets you in the hole with 2 strikes, you got to be prepared to hit anything. And Ryan just lunged at a breaking ball that was away, and instead of trying to go the other way with it, hit over the top of it and pulled it to short.
Mark Grace, the batter, happy 90th birthday tonight to Esther Hudson from Rydal, Pennsylvania. And downstairs, Grace grounded out to Kruk, who made a good play on a short hop his first time up. And the Cubs here 2 more times for night games at 7:35. Then the Astros in for the weekend, 7:35, 7:05, and then 1:35 on Sunday. It's backpack day. And for your tickets, call that number right there. They're waiting down there for your call at this very moment. 463-1000. Three balls, 1 strike now to Mark Grace. Boston leading Chicago 2-0 on Bob Melvin's second of the year.
Chris, in a situation like this, Grace is especially dangerous, but in Chicago even more so, because he becomes a long ball threat. Here in Philadelphia, though, you can go ahead and challenge him. Ben missed with a pitch low and away that time.
First walk issued by Ben Rivera. The Cubs with a 1-out base runner. For Sammy Sosa, hit a fly ball to left his first time up. Sammy Sosa, formerly with the Chicago White Sox, traded over here for George Bell in his second year in a Cubs uniform. George Bell just off the DL and swinging the bat pretty well for the White Sox lately. A pretty good lead, as you just saw in that graphic we had up.
Yeah, we don't know how well he'd be swinging. After you see that hit he took when he charged the mound, when was it, yesterday or
yesterday?
Mo Vaughn hit him, met him halfway, and he just knocked him completely over.
Right on his head.
Yeah. Well, he hit down, he hit and then rolled over.
Yeah.
The picture you saw in the paper today, I think, was just when he was at the top of his roll. But boy, he hit him clean.
That Mo Vaughn can hit you now. That's a big man.
Especially when you're not looking. It's especially difficult. It's kind of hard to miss him, though.
That was the NFL. He got in 5 for pushing the back. Fouled into the upper deck, 0-2.
I mean, with George Bell, I mean, you get nailed, they throw at you, then you go out to the mound and you get blindsided. It's best just to stay home.
No balls and 2 strikes now on Sammy Sosa.
You know, Bell had an opportunity to nail him, swung and hit air, so I guess that's it.
He got his 1 shot at curveball, and he hits it to left center field. Thompson backs up and makes the play. Grace made a big turnaround second. They tried to get him out 0-2 away, and Ben Rivera just got too much of the plate with it, and Sosa gets a hit.
I think Ben's breaking ball, there's no way they can hit it unless he makes a mistake with it. Here he does right here, leaves it up a little bit, right over the heart of the plate. You leave that ball a little bit too far inside and it'll get lost on you, but you give Sosa credit. He hit the ball.
And here is Wilkins, who has provided the 1 run of the ball game with his 26th home run of the year to right center. Phillies have their infield at double play depth for the slow running catcher, although Morandini has to be a little bit deeper at second, because he will pull the ball for the most part. And outside, ball 1. There you see Morandini back a little more than he'd probably like to be. in a double play situation. And it's 2-0. Darren Dalton goes out to the mound for a word with Rivera.
Now, the Cubs are definitely known as a team that relays the signs in the home into the hitter. John Vukovic, who coached there for many years, you know, and I hear his speech every year when we're talking to the guys down in spring training. The Cubs do it. He says how he did it when he was there. So I'm sure it's something the Phillies are concerned about. But in this case here, Rivera trying to be too fine, I think, with his pitches, and Darren Dalton coming out and telling him that.
Grace is the runner at second base, and Sammy Sosa on at first. 1 out. We are in the 4th inning.
You hit a fastball the way he hit Rivera's fastball, and I think that has to put a little bit of fear in the pitcher. You don't want to just challenge him.
Fastball right back through the middle. A base hit. They're going to wave Grace around. Dykstra's throw is late, and the Cubs lead it 2-0. On an RBI hit by Rick Wilkins, his 61st run batted in on the year. What a year he's having.
Well, we see he's a good fastball hitter. Fastball for a home run. This time it's a fastball. Rivera gets it probably where he wants it, but that's the ball like it's a shot right up the middle. Dykstra, you know, not a good throw home. I don't know if we'd have had him.
Chuck Cottier had him coming all the way. And Johnny Padres to the mound for a word with his big right-hander. Rivera in the inning got Sandberg to ground out and then walked Grace, made a bad pitch to Sosa, and then got behind Wilkins, who just hurt him with a base hit to center.
I'm not sure. You know, Dykstra probably playing a little bit deeper on Wilkins, but I think if there's a flaw to Dykstra's game, it's its throwing. His arm is probably not as strong as a lot of guys, but this ball's hit pretty hard right back to the middle, and you know the Cubs have done their homework. They're not even hesitating. They're going to send a runner all the way, and Dykstra makes just a short throw there.
Buechele, the batter, he struck out his first time up.
You know, I'm reminded of someone pointing out that the weakest part of Barry Bonds' game was his throwing.
This is well hit to right center. Let's see. It is off the very top of the wall. Sosa's going to score. And second and third now with Wilkins stopping there on a double by Buechele off the top of the wall that just missed, being a 3-run homer.
Well, Ben Rivera provided a lot of that power, but Buechele hit that ball extremely well the other way. You see Wilkins on the base paths had to make sure it wasn't caught. That's why he couldn't score. But here's the ball right down the middle. Buechele's all over it. You see Dykstra and Eisenreich looks like he may have a shot, but pulls up at the last second, and that's really what held Wilkins. And then he picks up speed and then runs it hard into third base, but no chance of scoring for him.
But Don Paul, who has been in 1 game so far for the Phillies, acquired from the Chicago White Sox last week, starts to loosen, and Willie Wilson, the batter. Phillies bring the infield in. Wilson singled his first time up. 3-0 Cubs here in the 4th inning. There's Rick Wilkins on at third base, and at second is Buechele. Cubs do not have much speed on the bases right now. On deck is the pitcher Guzman. That is a fair ball, and that's going to score 2 more. And Willie Wilson will streak for second, and he is safe with a double, and it's 5-0 as he smoked that ball down the line.
Caught a breaking ball that hung on the inside part of the plate, and I mean, he just pulled out of there and nailed it. Watch where this pitch is. Rivera trying to fool Wilson as opposed to challenging him, and just leaves it on the inside part of the plate, and Willie is on it. Now, it looks like it lands foul, but it definitely crosses first base in fair territory. Eisenreich a good play, but Wilson can fly.
And for Willie Wilson, his 10th double of the year, he now has 9 runs batted. He came into the series with 6, and he's had 3 in these 2 games. Guzman, the batter, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike on Guzman. A walk and 4 straight hits in the inning. And Fregosi looks on, obviously concerned, as is Johnny Padres. Ben Rivera pitched so well last week, but now coming up with a shaky 4th inning here after pitching well the first 3. Guzman, a late swing and a foul out of play. 5-0 Cubs as they scored 4 times here in the 4th inning. Willie Wilson on at second base with a double.
You've seen Rivera make some bad pitches with his breaking ball, and we know when he has that pitch working, he is really effective because hitters just can't go up there. And he had it working the first 3 innings. Now he seems to be hanging the pitch and falling behind in the count, and the hitters are making him pay for it.
And the count's 2-2 now on the pitcher.
The ball Wilkins hit right back up the middle was up and over the plate. Michelle, another ball right down the heart of the plate, and Willie Wilson, a hanging breaking ball that he just pulled inside the first baseline.
Two breaking ball.
I mean, exactly. You got to keep in mind that is the pitcher there, someone that you can go out and overpower.
75 total pitches, as he is just hanging on right now. And Wilson leads off second. Fouled away. Two doubles in the inning. In fact, back-to-back doubles by Buechele and Wilson. And another foul. This is where you think if you were throwing the ball well, he'd be able to throw it right by Guzman. That is Ben Rivera's laboring here in the 4th inning.
See, that's why if you're ahead in the count, you can rear back and throw one by him. Now he wants to make sure he throws a strike, because if he doesn't get this over,
he's gone.
Yeah.
And he got it over, but he fouled another one off. Fregosi, looking at his lineup card, does not want to go to the bullpen early again tonight the way he had to last night, but might be forced into it pretty soon. It's headed towards the press box, rattling around over there. This guy's fouled off 5 or 6 pitches as the pitcher, Guzman, really making Rivera work hard. Count pitch on the way. Another one. And Willie Wilson keeps leading off second base. Jose Guzman now about to get the 11th pitch in this at bat. And that was popped foul, but Kruk will have a play on this one. And he squeezes it, and that's the second out of the inning. With 2 outs, Wilson remains at second. That'll bring up the top of the order Dwight Smith, 0 for 2. He is grounded out and flied out. Trying to get out of this. He's already given up 4, another runner in scoring position. And Smith takes it over for a strike. Happy 25th anniversary tonight to Pat and Pearl Tomlinson of Aston.
So Rivera hardly has to work when he can get that breaking ball over. He can have easy innings when he can get in the head of count and throw that breaking ball for a strike.
Where was that? This was outside, 1-1. Yeah, where he really started to fall apart in this inning was after he walked Grace. He had Sosa buried 0-2 and made a mistake to him. And Sosa got a base hit, and since then it's been all downhill. Breaking ball. Vizcaíno waits on deck, the switch hitter.
Smith sitting up there, 2-1 from this big, hard-throwing guy. If I can't get a fastball in that situation.
Yeah, you got to take that thing. Breaking ball for a strike. Now here we go with the 2-2. And it's up high, 3-2.
Smith and I, we both don't know what to look for here.
Yeah, really, because the hitter on deck doesn't influence that much. And Vizcaíno,
you want to think fastball, but he's been throwing that. See, there it is.
Curveball.
Yeah.
And he got on top of it and grounds it to Kruk. So the Cubs are out in the 4th inning, but Rivera has a shaky inning. 4 runs, score on 4 hits. No errors, and the Cubs lead 1. They lead it 5-0.
So far this year, there have been 242 stories about a certain singer's book, 12 press conferences on the president's haircut, and 3 TV movies about the Long Island Lolita. But the media has yet to expose perhaps the most exciting event to date, the summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer. Where right now, we've got great values on every Accord, including our 10th anniversary edition, that comes fully loaded at a price that'll have the whole world talking. We admit it's no dinosaur blockbuster, but at least our savings are huge. The summer clearance at your Tri-State Honda dealer, the smart way to go.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like top quality belts from Gates, the one thing people overlook most on their cars is the belts. Remember to have your belts checked regularly and insist on quality Gates belts from CarQuest. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
From Hollywood Pictures, $1 million was the last thing Joey Coyle expected to find. Giving it back is the last thing he intends to do. Finders keepers. Hollywood Pictures presents the true story of a guy just trying to hold on to the American dream.
Did we steal it from anybody? No. Police! Open the door! Did we hurt anybody? No. Are we giving it back? Hell no!
John Cusack, Money for Nothing, rated R. Starts Friday, September 10th at a theater near you.
Fan Appreciation Day is coming up on Sunday, September the 26th. Braves are here at 1:35. Final regular season home game of the year. What a day to say thanks to all the fans for their spectacular support this year. A lot of great prizes and surprises, and all fans receive a great-looking poster to commemorate this memorable season. Compliments of Acme. So come on out and say goodbye to the regular season. Call 463-1000. Stop by the Center City ticket office at Mellon PSFS Broad and Chestnut Streets. Phillies have dug themselves another 5-run hole, down 7-2 last night, losing 7-6, and now down 5-0 here in the 4th inning. And you see the scoring, how it's happened. Hollins fouls it off. Guzman has really mixed in a good changeup tonight and has struck out 5 thus far and hasn't walked the batter. Bounces up there to Hollins. Hollins, Dalton, and Eisenreich due to bat as the crowd is dead right now. The Phillies are flat, and they need something to get them going.
I think for a guy like Guzman, his ERA has to be somewhat deceiving in that he's not a guy that's overpowering, so there's a lot of contact made. And in a ballpark like Chicago, that can really hurt you.
25 home runs he served up. Hollins right off the end of the bat, and it's foul.
If you get to some place like I mean, even a normal ballpark that, you know, you can let the guys put the ball in play and your fielders can play behind you, I think you'd have better results.
He was 16-11 at Texas last year, Gary. 5 complete games, a 3.66 earned run average, career highs in games started, wins, innings pitched, and strikeouts, and that made him a very attractive free agent signed by the Cubs during the offseason. Hollins taps one to first. Mark Grace on the run will use Guzman's cover. And the Phillies have one out here in the 4th for Dalton, who struck out his first time up.
See those off-speed pitches, man, they'll get you way out in front, and then, you know, you get so far in front that your hands turn over automatically once you swing the bat through the strike zone, and that's what happened. You know, if you keep your hands back, you can drive the ball the other way, but he turned them over, and it's just a ground ball to the first base. But Grace, a nice play to give it to the pitcher up in the air where he can see it and handle it right there. Nice toss.
Showed it to him real well. Dalton takes it over for a strike. Happy birthday tonight to Will Henninger from Benton. Pennsylvania. Harry Callis got a note here from his aunt and turned it over to us. Anything Harry wants us to do, of course, we'll do.
Of course.
There's Darren Dalton against the Cubs. They've always been a team that he's hit the ball well against.
I thought we established that everybody usually has good lifetime numbers.
There they are, Harry and Whitey. Foul tip, held on to by the catcher Wilkins on another changeup, and Dalton strikes out for the second time. That's number 6.
Watch this ball go down. It looked like it could have been a breaking ball, but you know, when he pulls a string on it, the ball has a tendency to dive down the other way. So I'm thinking it was a changeup. I hate for you to be right all the time.
I said,
I think you were right that time.
He's got a base hit his last time. But once in a while, you know. That extended Eisenreich's hitting streak to 11 straight. And now he has another hit. Phillies have gotten some hits off Guzman. In fact, they have 5 now, but they haven't been able to do anything with them because they're getting most of them with 2 outs.
I mean, Eisenreich is what you call unconscious right now. Fastballs, he's pulling in the hole, you throw him away, it's a line drive somewhere. You just enjoy it while it's there.
And his average up to 340, began the game at 336. Milt Thompson, the batter. Oh. Yeah, they just let it go. They're not going to get anything out of it, and it's a base hit. And Thompson gets a chop base hit towards third. Phillies have 2 on now and 2 outs for Stocker.
He hit the top quarter of the ball, and it goes straight down off that, just off the corner of the plate in that hard area. I mean, right around home plate there in that batter's box, there are guys that take iron mallets, and they're just pounding that in, packing it in. So that's the kind of reaction you get off of balls hitting to the ground around home plate.
It's an old Matty Alou hit. Matty Alou led the league in hitting one year playing for the Pirates, and they had a home plate area that was unbelievably hard, and he would just whack it into the ground like that. Tony Longmire moves out to bat for Rivera. Stocker can keep it going. There's Longmire. Stocker's having trouble with that changeup. Never having seen Guzman before, and he swings and misses. Congratulations to Sandy and Guy Kilgore on the birth of their daughter Alexandra Rose. New Prism Phillies fan. No balls and 1 strike on Stocker. He tries to check and can't. He's really fooling him with that pitch.
I mean, to the point where now, if you're Stocker, you got to be looking for it.
It's a fastball out of his hand, I guess, to him.
Oh, no question. I mean, but you got to now say that this guy throws that off-speed pitch, and you want to wait back, and this is when they'll zip one right by you, and you'll never even get the bat off the shoulder.
He's really choking up now, just trying to put one in play with 2 strikes.
He wants to try and wait, but he is set up for a good fastball.
And you see him way off the end of the bat. Base hit center field. Here comes Eisenreich. He's going to score, and Guzman really made a bad pitch 0-2, and Stocker made him pay for it.
He did. I mean, there's no way you need to give the guy anything to hit in that situation. Why not try and get him to chase something out of the strike zone, which he's done. You know, but you'll see that, just the ball, it looked like a changeup up in the strike zone over the middle of the plate, 0-2.
So now Longmire is going to bat for Ben Rivera, and the Phillies are on the board and trail at 5-1. Rivera gone for the evening after 3 good innings and then a bad 4th. And he'll be charged with 5 runs as Don Paul will be coming in.
You know, the Phillies with their extended roster don't have to wait so long on, you know, on a pitcher right now.
Well, they have an opportunity to score here. Keep it going with Longmire, and then Dykstra due to bat next. Tony's 1 for 3. Had a pinch hit the other night in Cincinnati. He will run to the bag, step on the bag, and that'll do it. The Phillies pick up 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We're through 4, and it's 5-1 Cubs.
Skyscrapers are built to stand indefinitely. Monuments to technical achievement. At Infinity, they wanted luxury cars that would endure. So they patented new methods of construction to reduce body flex. So seams and joints stay tight. Visit your Infinity showroom and drive the new Q45 to see how rock solid it feels. Better yet, drive an old one.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
When Bob borrowed a lawnmower, all he got was short grass. When Bob borrowed hedge clippers, all he got was nice shrubs. When Bob borrowed a ladder, all he got was red shutters. When Bob borrowed a hose, all he got was wet. But when Bob borrowed money, he got indispensable banking services. The Mellon PSFS Smart Accounts. The package accounts for people who borrow as well as save.
Your chance this year. Make sure you're on board next season with Phil's season tickets. Plans to suit any budget and schedule from full season plans to just 16 games or 13 Sundays. Plus, there's always special benefits of being a season ticket holder, including options to purchase postseason tickets. Call now, get your name on the list for the 1994 Phillies baseball. Don't miss out again. Call 463-5000 for information. There are the numbers on Don Paul with the White Sox. He's been in 1 game with the Phillies. And Vizcaíno takes a pitch over for a strike. Paul is 31 years of age, resides in Bloomingdale, Illinois, acquired from the White Sox for a player to be named later, and the player has not yet been named. Wow. Vizcaíno with a base hit through the middle to start the 5th inning. The Vizcaíno-Sandberg Grace due to bat, and for the Cubs, their first hit off Don Paul, their 7th in the game.
Well, you see this ball up in the strike zone. You know, I guess there is something to learning the National League hitters and such, but you can't make those kind of pitches in any league.
Sandberg tonight has struck out, grounded to short. Batting at .303. One ball and no strikes. Cartier, the third base coach for the Cubs. They lead at 5-1. We're in the 5th inning. And Vizcaíno, the leadoff base runner.
Looks like they're expecting something.
Yep. They pitch out, 2-0. Thinking they might hit and run there, probably.
I think they were looking still. They, you know, you can see Darren Dalton, the catcher, pitcher's looking in for the sign, and the catcher doesn't put anything down. They're pitching out.
Paul throws a lot of fork balls, and Dalton just went to 2. And that ball's up, and it's hit the 3rd. Hollins fires a little low, but dug out by Kruk, and Sandberg is retired. He might have gotten away with one there. Vizcaíno moves up to 2nd.
He did. Sandberg just missed that ball. I know he only hit it at 3rd base, but that was very close to being a ball he could hit hard. Look at it, up in his eyes there. And he's just fortunate that Hollins was right there.
That was a split finger pitch or fork ball.
You know, Sandberg chased the ball out of the strike zone. It was 2-0. You usually want to find the ball in the zone that you're looking for.
Grace fouls it off. Marcus grounded out, walked, and scored a run. There's the Fanatic up there on the 4th level. Ben Rivera tonight, 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. So after pitching that great game against the Cubs last week, he has gone after just 4 tonight. He shut them out last week on 4 hits. Low and in the dirt, 1-1. Forget tomorrow night, Pal Night on Prism at 6:30. We'll have a softball game for you. Gary Maddox will be a celebrity umpire, and then we'll have the ball game at 7:30. Phil's and the Cubs.
A celebrity umpire as opposed to what? A regular one?
Celebrity player. Which you should be. Off the end of the bat to right field. Eisenreich coming hard. Jim's there. 2 down. Good to see you out there whacking that big softball around.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pitch there, and you got to think that Paul, when he is successful at pitching the way he wants to, that's what he does. He keeps the hitters off balance, like he had Grace there out in front, and you know that was the difference. Usually takes something off, Grace out in front of it, doesn't get a good swing at all.
Sammy Sosa, the batter. He has flied to left and then singled to left on an 0-2 breaking ball, and that really started Ben Rivera on the way down. The Cubs followed with Wilkins getting a hit, and then Buechele doubling in a run, and then Wilson doubling in 2 more, and they had a 4-run inning. 1 ball and no strikes to Sammy Sosa, 2 outs, and Vizcaíno the base runner at second. There is Jose. Ball. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cubs 5, Phillies 1.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Upon completing the rear axle assembly diagrams and using a 9-inch gripping wrench, tighten the C diagrams and secure the frame extenders to the housing mount. Congratulations, you built a tricycle. While the simplest things can be made complex, the challenge is making the complex simple. And that's what we do at Bell Atlantic Mobile, with straight answers, clear explanations, and with no assembly required. Bell Atlantic Mobile, advanced technology and people who make it mean something.
When my doctor said to start exercising, I knew I wasn't 25 anymore. That's when I called Bill, my nationwide insurance agent.
Jim had some questions, so we did a nationwide care review. We talked about his financial plan, life insurance, disability coverage, even retirement.
Yeah, we covered everything.
It turns out Jim was okay just the way he was.
Insurance-wise, right?
Oh, right.
The care review from Nationwide, because things change.
Brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Norristown is Salvatore Camuso.
And happy birthday tonight, number 59, to the President, Chief Executive Officer, and General Partner of the Phillies, Bill Giles.
Here's the at-bat that ended the last inning. Sosa, I mean, a big swing, and it's right at Hollins. Boom. Feels like I got it.
He had a check. Dykstra leads it off now against Guzman, and Lenny 1 for 2 tonight. Takes a strike call. 5-1, the Cubs lead it. We are in the 5th inning.
Now, Bill Giles up there looked like a guy that was sitting on an 8.5 game lead, didn't he? Nice and calm and relaxed, celebrating his birthday.
And Angel Hernandez is in the Phillies dugout about something. It was Mariano Duncan, and strike 2 called is by Hernandez, the home plate umpire. There's Duncan not playing tonight on obviously did not like the first pitch called on Dykstra by Angel Hernandez, a rookie umpire. 1-2. Duncan could try some Spanish on some umpires, but not that guy.
He doesn't speak Spanish?
Oh, he does. That's why he's better be careful. 2-2. He might have forgotten.
No, I think he knew. You know, there's, I mean, you got a Spanish umpire, and I think guys are probably aware that you don't want to be the first one to say something that might be construed as derogatory or offensive to somebody. So Duncan just says, hey, let's get on him just like he's anyone else.
Fly ball is center field, an easy play for Willie Wilson, 1 out in the 5th. As Guzman continues to baffle the Phillies with that palm ball. 75 pitches. Pretty good ratio, up 2-1.
He doesn't walk a lot of people. Good control.
Yeah, he's going to make you swing the bat. I guess there are certain days when he's getting the ball up, and hence the high ERA and all the home runs off him. But tonight he has very good command of his off-speed pitch, and he has a 4-run lead. Nice play by Marty Miller. Vision cameraman.
Yeah, we saw it.
Guzman is 30 years of age. He's born in Puerto Rico, now makes his home in Texas. Then was a non-drafted player, signed as a free agent by the Rangers in 1981. One of those guys who has had a visit with Dr. Frank Jobe to resurrect his career. And he chases one. Boy, that pitch has just got the Phillies flailing at him. That's another strikeout for Guzman, his 7th of the ball game.
Again, fans, I'm telling you, what you're seeing is his hand come through. And if you see that in slow motion, you can see his fingers come off the ball because he's just throwing it. It's back in his palm there, and he just throws it hard, and it just squirts out of there. And you see that hand coming through, and you swear it's coming hard. First time you start to say, well, I'm going to wait till I see it before I do anything, boom, you got one in on your hand.
Buck hits it well, but Wilson has a beat on it at the warning track. Waits. Phillies gone in order here in the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Through 5, the Cubs lead it 5-1.
We thought we'd been everywhere, seen everything. We were wrong.
Put that to the bone. Put that to the bone.
These guys were weird, and we liked it. Later, they took us to the Tower of Bud. Brother, tomorrow we ride again.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
Inky, Izzy, The Wild Thing, Batty, Dutch, Dude, The Crucker, and friends. Request the pleasure of your company at Veterans Stadium in 1994. Season ticket plans range from full season to as few as 13 games. For more information, call 463-5000.
Backpack Day on Sunday, September the 12th at 1:35. Phillies and the Houston Astros. Great back-to-school gift for all fans 14 and under. A red backpack with the Phillies logo. What a way to show your Phillies colors. It's compliments of Campbell Soups. Call 463-1000, or you can stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. And the Fanatics act here in the between innings. Has the Cub dummy out there. But the Cubs are doing that to the Phillies in the first 2 games of the series. They're jumping on them, and they lead it again tonight, this time by a 5-1 score. And Rick Wilkins has been in a lot of trouble. He's homered, single, knocked in 2. And he taps one towards second. Morandini has a lot of time with the catcher running, throws him out 1 away in the 6th inning. Have another Wees Remembered coming up after this inning, so stay tuned as Joe Morgan celebrating his 40th birthday back in 1983.
Wow, that makes Joe old.
Had a big year, had a big month is what he had. Boy, what a month of September he had. Makes him old? Yeah, it does. Figure that big 5-0's right around the corner. Little Joe has had some career out of the game also. He is just fine, thank you. Buechele, the batter, takes a pitch up high. He has struck out and doubled off the wall in right center, knocked in a run, scored a run. The RBI is 53rd of the year. He'd been in a real funk coming in here before this series. But he hit a home run last night, and he got the big double here in this game. He was 1 for 4 last night. Don Paul on in relief of Ben Rivera, pitching in his 2nd inning. He retired the Cubs in the 5th, giving up 1 hit. Swings and misses, does Steve Buechele. Paul last year with the White Sox was 5-2 in 39 games. He did have a save and an earned run average of .493. 51 games in 91 with 7 wins and a 2.41 ERA. Popped him up. Mickey Morandini going back and waits, grabs it, 2 outs.
There's 5 pitches in that at bat. 4 of them were breaking balls.
Yeah, he throws a slider along with that forkball. Paul disappointed because the White Sox released him right prior to the date where they were setting their roster for postseason play. Phillies were in Chicago at the time and read about the disappointment of Don Paul, and they decided they were going to give him a chance here in September. He is not eligible, of course, for postseason play should the Phillies get there. Willie Wilson, 2 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. Wilson with 3 runs batted in the series for a total of 9. He had 6 coming in here. And he wasn't even in the starting lineup tonight. Roberson was supposed to play, but was a late scratch, and they added Wilson. 2-1.
He uses his breaking ball just like he does his fastball. 2-1's a fastball situation. He comes with a breaking ball there. I mean, that's a style that you see a lot of pitchers have in the American League.
Yeah, sometimes your fans will get upset when you say that, you know, the American League's different than the National League. It's not doing it disparagingly. It is just the pitching is very, very different in the way they approach it. Strike 3 call. Wilson thought it was high. That was a fastball, and he is down on strike. Strikeout number 1 for Paul. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. There's your score, and now it's time for another edition of Wees Remembered, as Larry Rosen looks back at one of the most memorable 40th birthday parties in baseball history. The man is Hall of Famer Joe Morgan.
September 1983 will always be remembered for the now legendary exploits of one Joe Morgan. And the quintessential performance came on September 19th, the night he turned 40 years of age. Cubs starter Dickie Knowles, a former Philly, carried a 3-0 lead into the middle innings.
Line to deep right field. Moreland going back. Out of here. A line drive. Home run. Morgan on his 40th birthday. And the Phillies now trail by just 1 for Joe, his 15th home run of the year.
When the Cubs opened a 5-3 lead, Morgan would get his 3rd hit of the night, a gap double to right center, scoring Von Hayes. But the Cubs would not let up. Willie Hernandez gave up a mammoth home run to Bill Buckner. The lead was 6-4. Back would come the Phillies. Ivan DeJesus would jump on a Bill Campbell offering. It would be a 2-run double. The game again would be tied. Then in the 8th, Joe Morgan, reaching symbolic middle age, would face Lee Smith.
Morgan sucks one, deep right field. Out of here, Joe Morgan! Second home run of the game. Phillies lead it 7-6. What a birthday celebration for Joe!
Al Holland would slam the door in the 9th. The NL East lead would be 2 games on a night that belonged for all time to Joe Morgan.
Great piece there about 1983. What a night Joe Morgan had. I remember we did that game on Prism, and that was one of the greatest performances you'll ever see.
Yeah, I mean, 40 years old and can still get around on a Lee Smith fastball.
Yeah, think how Lee Smith was throwing in those days.
Yeah, but I mean, that goes to show you Joe was special. You know? Definitely.
Dave Holland's the batter, followed by Darren Dalton and Jim Eisenreich, and breaking ball misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Phillies need to get something going against Guzman, who has basically baffled them. They have 7 hits off him, but just 1 run, as he's really spaced them well. He gave up 3 singles in the 4th for the Phillies' only run.
You know, Chris, little Joe is the one that made me start to realize that there would be life after baseball. You know, that you could go out and do something else after you finished your career. And when he was on the team, started pointing me in a lot of directions and really quite helpful.
Fly ball left field. Dwight Smith has a beat on it, makes the play. Well, Joe always had a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, you know, he told me, I said, Joe, I appreciate you doing all this for me and helping me out. He said, hey, just do it for somebody else, and you know, you will have repaid. And that's in his book also.
He was fun to watch that year. Darren Dalton, the batter. Joe, of course, was a member of the Astros back in 1980 when you guys beat him in the League Championship Series.
Joe also was, he was interviewed to be president of the league when Bill White got the job, and Joe was a contender at that time and had been going through some personal problems, or he may have been the National League president.
Probably glad he didn't take it. Dalton's had a lot of trouble with that pound ball tonight. Now he's throwing him some fastballs, and he's late, 1 and 2.
Well, that's what everyone's going to do. They're going to, after going through a couple times, they're going to be looking for that off-speed pitch and knowing they have to stay back. And Guzman, trying to take advantage of that, has now mixed it up, which is what a good pitcher will do the 3rd time through.
There's another one, and he got him for the 3rd time, as Dalton just cannot pick up Guzman tonight, and that's his 8th strikeout.
And it was the same pitch that got him the last time, down. Bottom just falls right out of it, not to mention no velocity.
Great pitch. Ken Eisenreich, Jim, one of the few batters who's really had a good night tonight. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and the Phil's 1-run score. He has now batted safely in 11 straight, up to around 450 during that hitting streak. The Phillies are actually going to face a left-hander tomorrow night, Greg Hibbert. They haven't seen a left-hander for a long, long time as a starting pitcher. Breaking ball over. Last left-hander they saw was Eric Hillman of the Mets. I believe it was August 15th when New York was here. Eisenreich lays off it.
The same pitch Dalton has offered at, you know, in his last 2 strikeouts. But you see Eisenreich, not as big a swing, really waits a little bit longer, and that's the difference of being able to lay off that pitch right there, waiting just a tad longer.
There's a rare fastball, and it's outside, 3 and 2.
I think this will be anything but that rare fastball.
Yeah, you would think he would throw one here. 3 and 2. Guzman's got to get there, and he did. Nice play by the pitcher as Grace went for the baseball. Sandberg led him perfectly. And out are the Phillies here in the 6th inning. Gary, we will see you again tomorrow night. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 5-1 Cubs.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits. For the way you travel today more than ever, the smart money is on budget. Ask for budget smart rates for great prices on cars that won't cramp your style, all with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on budget.
Mountain man survival skills. The basics. A true mountain man must have a keen sense of direction, a certain physical dexterity, and a talent for surviving the most unforgiving climates. Of course, nothing is more key to a mountain man's survival than plenty of smooth bush beer and easy drinking bush life. So, head for the mountains and learn how the mountain man survives even the most grueling conditions.
Ryback is an ex-SEAL. Expert in martial arts, explosives,
Stand back!
weapons and tactics.
I also cook. The Nimitz is tracking 2 Tomahawks just launched from the Missouri. Where are they headed? Honolulu.
Happy trails. Steven Seagal.
I know you, don't I?
Tommy Lee Jones.
Been a long time.
Under Siege.
Well, great college football action here at the Vet on Saturday, October the 30th at 12:10. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame play the Midshipmen here at the Vet. Notre Dame Navy. Call your tickets. Order your tickets by calling the Phillies at 463-1000. Just come by the Phil's ticket office at the Vet. As Don Paul throws the first pitch to Guzman. Outside, this fun and exciting college football matchup is sponsored in part by the Philadelphia Inquirer and Herman's World of Sporting Goods.
My first chance to get a look at Donnie Paul
here in the National League, making his second appearance in the Phillies uniform, trying to burn some innings for the Phillies tonight, as Ben Rivera had to leave after 4. And Guzman grounds one towards second. Morandini throws him out. Guzman is 0 for 3, but he's sure doing the job on the mound. Game 1 of the doubleheader at Cincinnati. Look at this slugfest. 14-13. 15 pitchers using those expanded rosters.
Just goes to show you got to make that extra point when it counts.
And they're going to play another one. Basic doubleheader tonight at Riverfront. White Smith, the batter, he tries to check on a forkball camp.
Donnie Paul got a pretty good glowing account by manager Jim Lefevre, who saw him when he was managing Seattle in the American League.
Grounded foul first base side.
Because I asked him, when he was pitching against the White Sox against Seattle, how he did, and he gave me a pretty good scouting report on him, and he thinks he'll be a pretty good asset to the Phillies ball club and give him a lot of innings.
Fly ball, shallow center field. Lenny Dykstra coming on. And he retires Dwight Smith. So 2 outs here and nobody on base in the 7th. And Vizcaíno, the batter.
Well, how many do you think's in the crowd tonight?
This is a
very quiet crowd. Not much action for the Phillies, though. That's why.
Looks like there's a lot of Penn students here tonight because they're spelling Penn out in the upper deck, aren't they?
I see that. Looks pretty good.
There it is. It is Penn, isn't it?
Yes. It's if you're a USC fan, you're outnumbered up there.
Grounded foul third base side. You need a lot of kids to spell Villanova.
Well, talking about Villanova, the producer of my blooper show, Tommy Farrell, his wife just had a baby. So he's at home attending business. Actually, she did all the work, and he's just home smoking a cigar. I wish them the best.
And our executive producer, Larry Rosen, is on pins and needles right now, waiting for the birth of their first child.
Do we know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl?
One or the other.
Hopefully it'll be a girl and look like her mother.
Grounded to second, and Vizcaíno's gone. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7th inning stretch coming up. Cubs 5, Phil's 1.
When good just isn't good enough.
Well, looks like you got a new pride and joy.
Well, it's not exactly new, but it's new to me.
And I see you're putting in super premium.
You bet. I saved every dollar I made for 2 years to buy this, so I'm giving it nothing but the best.
Nice car.
See what I mean?
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower, Citgo.
What would you do if you found
You don't find that kind of money just lying on the street.
$1 million?
Just did.
Would you give it back?
What are you, nuts?
Or would you keep it?
It's my money. Police! Open the door!
This is the true story of a man who found a little money.
Did we steal it from anybody? No.
And went a little crazy.
Are we giving it back? Hell no!
John Cusack, Money for Nothing. Rated R. Starts Friday, September 10th at a theater near you.
This is the new Infiniti Q45. Now, pretend this is acid rain. Pollution. Infiniti developed a revolutionary paint finish that resists these hazards. It even resists hairline scratches that cause dullness. I can't explain the process, but they'd be happy to at your Infiniti showroom. From start to finish.
Lease one of the world's most advanced automobiles, now at a very special rate for a limited time.
Hello, I'm Dick Vermeil. Can you reduce your risk of heart disease? Yes, by reducing or eliminating the big 3 controllable risk factors. High cholesterol, cigarette smoking, and high blood pressure, you can significantly reduce your risk for heart disease.
As we go to the 7th inning, Milt Thompson leads it off, and there's a grand old master of broadcasting, Harry Carey, in his 49th year as Thompson takes a pitch for a ball. He's been 12 years with the Cubs, and of course, if some of you don't know Harry Carey, he was honored and brought into the Sports Writers Hall of Fame as Thompson singles up the middle.
Phillies trying to get something started here in the 7th inning against Guzman, who's basically baffled them. That is their 8th hit, and they have out-hit the Cubs now by 1, but trail at 5-1. The Cubs have not had to have the bullpen up all night.
Guzman has just pitched masterfully, moving the ball in and out, changing speeds, using that great palm ball of his. That's his strikeout pitch in the palm ball. He's used it when he's ahead of the count, and the Phillies, primarily fastball hitters, have really been baffled by it.
Kevin Stocker, the batter, and Ricky Jordan out the bat for Don Paul, who did a good job for the Phillies, giving them 3 scoreless innings tonight. Stocker got a base hit his last time up with 2 men on, knocking in the 1 run in the ballgame so far for the Phillies. That was Kevin's 27th run batted in. And David West and Kevin Foster start to throw for the Phillies. One of those situations where if the Phillies can get closer, they'll use West. If it stays probably at this way that it is, with a 4-run Cubs lead, he might use Foster. And probably will use him. Jim doesn't want to bring him into a game where there's a lot of pressure on him in his first major league game. Other than the fact that it's your first major league game.
Hey, you got to get out there sometime.
Stocker down the line and left. This is trouble. It's going to go to a warning track. Cut off by Smith. Thompson stops at 3rd, and the Phillies are in business with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And nobody out here in the 7th. You knew they wouldn't go quietly. They never do.
Well, the Phillies, with that double, gives them 256, which ties them in the Major League Baseball of doubles with the Yankees. Stocker going with the pitch. That's how you have to hit Guzman, and that will get some activity going in the Cubs bullpen. So now the Cubs have some people moving around out there. We don't know who's throwing.
Plesac, the left-hander. And Billy Connor's on his way. I look like they were getting Bautista up too, the right-hander.
Well, he just wants to waste some time, see how things are going a little bit. But he has really pitched well, and the Philly hitters are just baffled by that palm ball because they start looking for it. Then he throws the fastball, and a lot of them are behind.
They're in the 7th inning at Montreal, and Colorado leads that ball game 1-0 on a double by Charlie Hayes. They led that game late yesterday, did the Rockies, and then lost. The Phillies can't be looking for help from the Colorado Rockies at Montreal. They just need to win their own ball games. They have a big lead as they do. Look for the Expos to be winning most of those games playing Colorado. There's Thompson, the runner, at 3rd base. Stocker's at 2nd. There are the numbers on Ricky. Facing the right-handed Guzman. misses at a breaking ball. Phillies only had one left-handed hitter to use tonight, and they used him up early in Longmire.
The way this guy's pitching, he's spacing out the Philly hits, even though they did manage to get a run and 3 hits in the 4th inning. Pretty much shut him down.
Crowd trying to get into the game now as they have been sitting on their hands all night. Nothing much has happened for the Phillies because of Jose Guzman. Guzman now at the 100 pitch mark. His career high in strikeouts is 12 3 times. We checked on that. He has 8 in this ball game. 1-1 to Ricky Jordan. Tough guy to come off the bench and face with all that junk he throws up there.
And you notice he's not giving Jordan anything close to a fastball. Both pitches were off speed. Ball's going down and away from him as we take a look at the Chicago bullpen again.
That was Sean Bosky, the right-hander, also up and throwing with Plesac.
Now you got to say to yourself, you're 1-2 in the count. You've seen a couple of good breaking balls. I can't really look for the fastball. I got to look for something and just try and hit the ball somewhere.
And he does. Fly ball to left center field. This will get 1 run in, but it will not allow Stocker to advance to third. Thompson scores, but ideally they would have liked to have gotten another runner to third base on that. Ricky gets one of them in as he knocks in a run as a pinch hitter, and it's 5-2.
Jordan does a pretty good job because it's another off-speed pitch. Jordan waited pretty good on it. You see Guzman in the windup. There it is. You can see the ball kind of hung up a little bit. Probably was a straight palm ball. It didn't sink at all.
Lenny tonight 1 for 3. He is single, grounded out, flied out. Dykstra 49 runs batted in on the year. Has Kevin Stocker at second base, 1 out on a run in. And the Phillies trailing at 5-3 here in the 5-2 here in the 7th inning. Playing Dykstra to pull because Guzman throws so much off-speed stuff.
All the changeups, off-speed pitches. You see Sandberg playing on the outfield part of the line at second base. Grace very deep at first. And Vizcaíno will be close to second, trying to keep Stocker close so that he doesn't get a big lead, so that so the outfielders may have a chance to try and throw him out at home on a 1-hop line drive right at him.
And Dykstra takes it low. Guzman has not walked the batter tonight. If he's going to walk anybody, this is a pretty logical choice. Lenny Dykstra leading the league in walks with 114 of them. Fanatic saying, come on now, we need a little help, a little divine intervention here. Pitch to Lenny. He takes it on the outside corner. Strike 1. As Whitey would say, borderline.
Lenny isn't saying borderline. He just said right there as he turned back to Angel Hernandez. That was a little outside, wasn't it?
3-1 on Dykstra. Tires of waiting as Guzman was unable to get together with Wilkins on a pitch. That's the biggest cheerleader in the ballpark. Walked him. First walk of the game issued by Guzman, and Morandini will bat.
Well, if anybody's going to be able to work a walk, it's going to be Dykstra. As Billy Connors looks at his chart, they're charting to see how many pitches Guzman has thrown. We gave it to you a little bit earlier. He's a little bit over 100 now.
They have the left-hander and right-hander up in the bullpen, Plesac and Bosky. They're not going to bring a left-hander into this ball game right now, though, because the Phillies have Keating Cavillo on the bench, and Jim Fregosi would love to run him out there. They also have Duncan. They have Chamberlain. They're very strong from the right side late in this game. Pitch to Mickey. Swinging and a miss at that off-speed pitch. Mickey tonight has doubled down the line and left, right off the base of the wall. He's grounded out and struck out. Phillies have runners at first and second with 1 out. Kruk, the on-deck batter. A run in, they trail at 5-2. Check swing foul.
There's a difference in changing speeds, partner, right there. He started him off with a slow breaking ball. He got Morandini thinking about that off-speed stuff, and then now he tries to go right back with a fastball. Morandini wanted to lay off. He tried to hold up his swing. He didn't like it, but he couldn't do it, and he fouled it off, and it went right off the toe of Rick Wilkins.
Wilkins did a little hopping around for a while and slowly getting back behind home plate. Mickey with 3 home runs on the year, 31 runs back. That double he had earlier is 16th. He also has 9 triples. Guzman trying to get the outside corner and misses. 1 and 2. That's a heck of a good 2-strike pitch. He just
nibble, nibble, nibble.
Morandini, another Philly with good numbers against this Cub organization. Guzman. Staying out there.
Well, he'd like Morandini to go after that pitch. So the left-hander tries to go out and pull that pitch. He hits a ground ball. You're looking at the second best double play combination in the National League out there.
Vizcaíno and Sandberg, the middle infield. Pitch to Morandini, hits it to Grace. He'll make the play himself. The runners move up, but there are 2 outs. Now we'll see if Lefebvre makes a change. Kruk coming up to bat off Guzman. They have the left-hander Plesac up. Although he did not fare well here last night with Plesac. And no move being made by the Cubs skipper, so John Kruk will bat off Guzman. 1 for 3 tonight is Kruk with a double.
I guess you could say he figures the ace of the staff is on the mound, and if you can't keep him in this kind of situation, who can keep him?
Breaking ball over for a strike. Phillies have yet to hit a home run off Guzman. He's thrown 25 of them this year. Montreal, Colorado Rockies. Oh, it's in the 6th inning of that game. Benavides a 2-run triple. Two and 1 to John Kruk. Guzman, who spent the whole 1989 season on the disabled list, comeback player of the year in 1991 in the American League. Good year last year for Texas. Knows he had a pitch to hit there and took it. 2 and 2. He really mixes them up, does this Guzman.
You can tell by the hitter and the facial reactions and the animations of John Kruk looking for something else that was right there. He knew it. He guessed wrong.
And here we go with a 2-2. Change up struck him out. Well, when he's in trouble, he goes back to the pitch that he's baffled him with all night. Strikeout number 9. 1 run for the Phillies on 2 hits, no errors. They will leave 2 through 7, 5-2 Cubs.
What is a mountain man's natural environment? Let's explore. A mountain man enjoys peaceful surroundings. A place where gentle winds blow. And the beauty of nature is all about. Only here does the mountain man find true happiness with a smooth bush beer or an easy drinking bush light. So, head for the mountains and find out how the true mountain man can make any environment a more natural one.
Oh, man. Look what you did. What I did? Just who do you think you are, man? Who do you think I am?
Easy, fellas. What would he do?
Oh, the Yellow Pages?
Just any Yellow Pages?
Genuine Yellow Pages.
9 out of 10 use it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
The genuine New Jersey Bell Yellow Pages from Bell Atlantic.
It's a free back-to-school backpack, compliments of Campbell Soup, when the Phillies play the Houston Astros Sunday, September 12th at 1:35. Backpack, baseball, and the Broad Street Bombers. All right. Call 463-1000 now.
The Phillies tighten their grip on the division with one more game against the Cubs. Live from the Vet, Wednesday night at 7:30, exclusively on Prism.
Here's your scoring summary. The Cubs once again have jumped out to a lead in this game. The Phillies have been battling to catch up, and you see they're still short, even though they've out-hit Chicago. Guzman has pitched great tonight. 7 innings, just 1 walk to Dykstra in the 7th inning. He struck out 9. The Cubs down on the bottom of the order, just like they did last night, have really hurt the Phillies. And the Phillies have done a good job in the bottom of their order. And David West comes on right now to pitch for the Phils, the 3rd pitcher used by them tonight. Dave this year is 3-0 with a 2.37 earned run average in 29 games here at the Vet. He leads the bullpen in wins, appearances, innings pitched, strikeouts, and opponents batting just .202 against him. He has done a terrific job coming over here from Minnesota from Mike Hartley in the offseason. Sandberg, the first batter to face him, and Ryan takes it high, ball 1. Sandberg tonight 0 for 3.
And you know what's really impressive about the way West has pitched is the fact that he has 78 strikeouts in 75 innings.
There's a lot of strikeouts in their bullpen when you look at Anderson, West, and also Mitch Williams. 27,041 tickets sold for this one tonight. Sandberg swings and misses at a breaking ball, 1-2. One of the reasons why the Phillies have been able to do pretty well late in games when their starters get them there is because of West, Anderson, and Mitch Williams, and they do have a lot of strikeouts they bring into a game. Strike them out, nothing's going to happen. Here's the 1-2 on Sandberg. Breaking ball, and he rips it to left for a base hit. Bill Thompson on a couple of hops gets it back in, so the Cubs have their leadoff man on here in the 8th inning. That'll bring up Mark Grace 0 for 2 with a walk.
Pretty hard to keep this guy down. The better hitters we've seen a big breaking ball, but it got too much of the plate, and Sandberg pretty much likes the ball down and out over the plate. And that's exactly where that breaking ball was.
Mark Grace, the batter. Sandberg's now hit an 18 out of 19 and a 17-game hitting streak snapped here last night. Sandberg.
We talk about how close he is to becoming the all-time home run leader for second baseman. You start looking at the guys that he has to catch, and he's not that far away.
Grace beats it foul first base side.
Of course, topping the list, Joe Morgan. Morgan, as we show you right here, 266 home runs. Then Roger Hornsby, Joe Gordon. There's some pretty good names right there, Chris.
I guess.
And then, of course, Ryan Sandberg with 235.
Sandberg has 240 home runs in his career, but people, of course, remember he started as a third baseman. With the Phillies in their organization, he was a shortstop. Hard ground ball to second, could be 2. To Stocker, back to first. They turn the double play. Morandini to Stocker to John Kruk, and Mark Grace's 13-game hitting streak could be coming to an end. He is 0 for 3 tonight.
Phillies quickly turn their 102nd double play on the year. Ever since Stocker has come aboard mid-year for the Phillies, the double play combination has really improved, and the double plays have increased drastically. As he really solidified this position over here. You can see how quick, how smooth. You notice how he doesn't get out of the way of the base runner. If the base runner slides into him, he goes right over the top. Shows no fear whatsoever.
And Morandini giving him the toss to the shortstop once, right up around the letter so he can look at it. Kevin Stockton, good ball player.
He's come a long way in a short time, and a lot of people think that you know, he wasn't quite ready.
Yeah, well, that talk's over.
I guess so.
No balls and 1 strike on Sosa. There were a lot of opinions when Kevin Stocker came up, and that's what this game is, opinions. But the opinion that mattered were the ones around the ball club where they knew he was ready to play in the major leagues.
And the opinion of his manager. And his manager's penciling him in every day.
Breaking ball misses outside. 2-1 to Sammy. Sosa's 1 for 3 tonight. He has singled and scored a run for the Cubs back in the 4th inning when they got 4. And that's the inning that has him ahead. As for Fergosi, who knows a shortstop when he sees one, having played that position, 6-time All-Star. Big swing and a miss by Sammy Sosa. We are in the 8th inning, and it's 5-2 Cubs. Phillies and Cubs in a 4-game series here at the Vet. Then the Astros move in for 3. Phillies then will hit the road, go to New York for 3, and Montreal for 3. Swing and a miss by Sammy Sosa struck him out. The West keeps that strikeout per inning pitch plus going. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. To the bottom of the 8th, 5-2.
Save now on every #1 selling Ford at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. Save $2,900 on Ford Aerostar. With bonus package discount and cash back, you save $2,900. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer during Ford's factory authorized clearance.
See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Hurry! Ford's factory authorized clearance ends soon.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
When it comes to performance in cars both new and old,
With System 3, I can get great performance from Beacon Hill to Beverly Hills.
count on every grade of Texaco System 3.
Don't try it with any other gasoline.
I wouldn't.
Who asked you?
I'm on this lake, and I'm standing up. No chair, man. Sky, a beautiful blue all around me. And I'm standing on the water. But I'm dancing, see? And that's the only way I can stay up is do this dance. And I know that as soon as I quit, forget it, that's it.
The winner of the 1992 Sundance Film Festival Audience Award, The Water Dance.
You know, folks, Dream Week will be here before you know it. It's in January. If you're interested, the first week of Dream Week has already been sold out, and the second week is getting filled pretty quick. It's in Clearwater, Florida, right when all the snow and cold weather's here in Philly, and you're down on the beach at the beautiful Clearwater Holiday Inn looking at the water, and besides, you get to go play baseball with a couple guys like Hebner and Boa and Luzinski, Wheeler, Maddox, and all those stars. So give that phone number a call right there. Those guys are waiting by the phone with bated breath, waiting to fill up that second week here. Call that number 938-1200 for Phillies Dream Week. It's a great magical week of baseball and fun in the sun.
That looks like a potential Dream Weeker right there, that guy.
Sure does.
We'll see him next year. Looks like he can hit some long balls, too.
Those arms on it. Good line drive here, with power. We have to play him to pull.
Dave Hollins leads it off for the Phillies, and he starts it with a base hit to left. So the Phillies keep after. Guzman. Hollins took a big turn at first as that ball was fumbled by Dwight Smith. But with the Phillies down by 3, he hangs on. And here comes Dalton, who has had his miseries tonight off this pitcher.
Nice opposite field swing by Hollins. When you got a pitcher that throws a lot of off-speed pitches, you got to wait on him, and you got to try and go up the middle or the other way. That's a picture-perfect swing on how to go the other way by Hollins.
Hit number 10 by the Phillies. And Darren Dalton struck out 3 times tonight off Guzman on pound balls for the most part. And they have the bullpen up again. Bosky, the right-hander, and Plesac, the left-hander, throwing for the Cubs. They were up in the 7th. Dalton hits a long drive to deep center field. Going back is Willie Wilson at the wall, and it dies. Right at the 408. The ball just died on the warning track, and Wilson grabbed it, and Dalton just misses a center field homer.
And if you're wondering why that ball didn't get out of here, the ball that was hit by Dalton, watch it here, it's a palm ball. And when you have a palm ball, you don't have much power behind it. You, the hitter, have to supply your own power, and as strong as Darren Dalton is, when the pitch is only thrown at that speed, it's very tough to hit it out there unless you pull it. As now we see Jimmy Lefebvre going to the mound.
Yeah, and Eisenreich is 2 for 3 tonight, so Guzman might be gone. He's done a great job pitching into the 8th inning for Lefebvre and the Cubs. And they're just all around out there. Plesac is ready. Bosky's ready, the right-hander.
Well, Dalton did what he was supposed to do. He had, as you mentioned, struck out 3 times. So.
And they make the wave to the bullpen for Plesac.
He wanted to wait wait for something he could hammer right back through the middle and drive it. And he got the pitch. He just didn't have enough power to get it out of here.
Well, here comes Dan Plesac, the veteran left-hander. Well, we saw him in the game last night. And as he strolls to the mound, there are your totals, and we'll be back after this.
Yeah, how far away do you think I can get in 72 hours?
I wouldn't trust my car past the city limits.
For the way you travel today more than ever, the smart money is on budget. Ask for budget smart rates for great prices on cars that won't cramp your style, all with unlimited mileage. The smart money is on budget.
When good just isn't good enough.
Well, looks like you got a new pride and joy.
Well, it's not exactly new, but it's new to me.
And I see you're putting in super premium.
You bet. I saved every dollar I made for 2 years to buy this, so I'm giving it nothing but the best.
Nice car.
See what I mean?
So when good just isn't good enough for you, experience our best. Fly with the new superpower. Citgo.
Well, Jose Guzman pitched a great game tonight, pitching into the 8th inning, striking out 9, getting congratulations all around from his teammates. There's Hibbert will be the pitcher here tomorrow night for Chicago. And the veteran Dan Plesac comes on. Plesac in the game last night, an inning, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and a strikeout. He is 31 years of age, from Gary, Indiana, longtime member of the Milwaukee Brewers, and one of the premier relief pitchers in the American League at one time. Saved 33 games in '89 and 30 in '88. As we look at Incaviglia, Jim Fregosi would like to get him out there and maybe represent the tying run. If Eisenreich were to get on here, you might see Incaviglia come out. And of course, they have the right-hander Bosky ready to go. As Guzman looks on, hoping that the bullpen can help him pick up his 12th win of the year.
Now, the Cubs are a little bit disheartened by Plesac's performances this year, but really, if you look at the Cubs roster, before they shipped off Asamaker, the Cubs had 4 left-handers in their bullpen. When you have 4 left-handers, you're not going to get a whole lot of work, especially when you got a closer like Myers. And so Plesac really hasn't had the opportunity to show his wares here in Chicago and get a rhythm going and pitch. He hasn't had that opportunity. He hasn't performed well. Cubs a little disheartened with him, but if this team only had 2 left-handers, you'd probably see a different Dan Plesac, especially in the statistic department.
So here comes Eisenreich. 1 for 2 off Plesac this year with a base hit and an RBI. He's also struck out against him. He struck out here last night off Plesac.
Plesac with a fastball that sinks, a big sweeping curveball, and a straight change.
And you saw that graphic a little while ago on what a workhorse he was in the American League and how many saves he had over the years. Eisenreich takes a good fastball, a little high and outside. This guy looks like he's throwing 100 miles an hour after Guzman. That first pitch.
It does.
That's nothing against Guzman. I mean, he did what he had to do with really good changeup tonight. 1-0 to Eisenreich. And this is a fastball over for a strike, 1-1.
I see where you had a happy birthday to Bill Giles. He's 59. Well, the executive dining room group, Carvel, Isabel, Venta, Dottie, Holly, they all cooked him his favorite meal tonight, crab cakes. And of course, the girls that delivered it to him were Kathy. There's another kid. There's 2 Kathys in there: Susan, Lisa, Karen, Helen, Jerry, Michael, Ronnie, and Jimmy. They all helped get it ready and get it over to him. And Bill had a great time.
Down the line and left, fair or foul. It is a foul ball. Just foul down the line and hops out of play. Eisenreich gave it a shot into that corner. There's not much room down there.
No, there's not. And Eisenreich waited on the pitch. He got a pitch out of the plate. And look at how far this ball misses being hit by.
What, a foot? Wow. Getting very, very windy here all of a sudden. There's no rain around. You can see the flag starting to blow high atop the net. on 2 strikes on Eisenreich with 1 out here in the 8th. Hollins leads off first. Fouls it off his foot at the plate.
Plesac, not wanting to take any more chances on getting a pitch up and out over the plate, came right back in on the fist of Eisenreich.
Plesac's evidently a really good fielder, Jay. Had a 310-game errorless streak snapped July 27th. First error since July of '87. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Eisenreich. And he got him, struck him out. And Milt Thompson will be called back, and here comes Incaviglia.
To show you the strikeout on Eisenreich. Good pitch by Plesac. You talk about his athletic abilities as far as fielding. Good pitch down. He was an All-American in basketball as a high school senior, 2-time All-Atlantic Coast Conference selection guy in basketball. So he was a pretty good athlete in his high school and college years.
Incaviglia will come out now and bat. He does not represent the tying run. So we'll see whether or not Lefebvre would make a move here to a right-hander. If he represented the tying run, there wouldn't be any doubt he would go to the right-hander. But here he comes anyway. He's not going to let him make it 5-4 off Plesac. It's going to be off Bosky if it's off anybody. So Jim Lefebvre makes his way to the mound. Plesac does his job with 1/3 of an inning, getting the strikeout. And Jim Lefebvre makes the move to the bullpen for the right-hander. We'll take a break and be back right after these messages.
The Phillies look to flatten Florida when they play the Marlins Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 20th through the 22nd, all at 7:35. Then they're out to bop the Braves. Friday the 24th at 7:35, Saturday the 25th at 7:05, and Sunday the 26th at 1:35 when all fans receive a free Phillies poster and more on Fan Appreciation Day. Call 463-1000.
Do Texaco food marts really have everything?
Oh, they have gum, cheese, candy.
Many reasons I come to Texaco.
Chips, cereals, nice people.
There are many reasons.
You want it, they got it. If they don't have it, you don't need it. Isn't that candy that pulls apart like that?
Did I skip something?
Visit your Texaco station and food mart for unbeatable System 3 gasoline.
Pop comes here for System 3, and I come here for Pop. Right, Mom?
And just about everything else.
I'd recommend it to anybody. And I would, too.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Phillies and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form or otherwise used without the express written consent of the Phillies.
And the new pitcher is the right-hander Sean Bosky, coming into game number 31. He's had 2 starts for the Cubs. 3-2, a 2.56 earned run average in his 28 relief outings. He's 6'3", a 200-pounder from Hawthorne, New York, out of the Cubs farm system. Selected in the first round of the 1986 January draft by Chicago. And he will be coming on to face Pete Incaviglia, who will bat for Milt Thompson. Thompson had been 2 for 3.
Fastball sinks a little bit, rides a little bit. He's got a slider, and sometimes he'll use a changeup, so he'll move him out.
Pete Incaviglia is a pinch hitter, 5 for 20 on the year with 4 runs batted in. Dave Holland still at first base now with 2 outs. He had a leadoff single here in the 8th inning. Dalton hit a ball deep to the warning track in dead center for the first out of the inning. Plesac came on to strike out Eisenreich. And then with Incaviglia batting for Thompson, they make the move to the bullpen for Bosky. And that's where we stand as the Cubs lead at 5-2 here in the 8th. Incaviglia takes a strike call from Sean Bosky.
Venture to say that the Cubs probably will try and stay away from Incaviglia. You think so?
They're going to make him hit it out the right, you would think, if he does. Big swing and a miss.
Tell you what, pitch was pretty close to being down the center. He made a mistake with that one, almost paid for it.
Cavilla 1-for-1 off Bosky this year. Tough spot to come out when you're a power hitter off the bench and pinch hit. I think Cavilla's done fairly well at it this year. He's yet to homer as a pinch hitter. He'll be playing tomorrow night with a left-hander Hibbert starting, as with Duncan. The 0-2 pitch from Bosky. Outside. Bosky's a sinker slider type pitcher. Jay mentioned his ball has good movement. They have used him as both a starter and reliever and have now settled on him as a relief pitcher. Ball and 2 strikes on Incaviglia. The pitch to him. Bounces up there away from Wilkins. A wild pitch, and Hollins goes to second. For Sean Bosky's 4th wild pitch on the year.
Cubs on the year with 34 of them. Phillies, how many wild pitches they have as we see that pitch in the dirt? Phillies, 60 wild pitches. Wow. If you're wondering, Phillies do lead the National League in that category.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Incaviglia with 2 outs, and Dave Hollins at second base. Ground ball up the middle. It has eyes, and it'll go through for a hit. Hollins is going to score, and the Phillies pick up a 2-out run and trail at 5-3 here in the 8th inning on a pinch hit single by Pete Incaviglia.
Nice job of hitting by Incaviglia. Watch how they pitch him outside. He just went out and got it and tried to hit the ball back up the middle. He got a great hop. Bosky leaping high for it, wasn't able to get it, and Hollins is able to score easily. So Incaviglia off the bench with a good job at the plate.
RBI number 83 for Pete Incaviglia. And here is Kevin Stocker, 2 for 3 tonight with a run batted in. And Wes Chamberlain out to bat for David West. So the wild pitch gets the Phillies a run. And they now trail by 2. Randy Myers, who did such a good job last night, pitched an inning in 2/3, and he's up again. There he is.
Tell you what, it is really tough to come off the bench and pinch hit.
Really? Especially when you have, a power hitter like Incaviglia. Stocker thinks about bunting, which would be a good play, and takes it outside 2-0. He might just have been faking that to stand up there till he takes a strike. There is Chamberlain. It would not be a good play necessarily. I think he was just trying to work the count. 2 balls and no strikes.
Of the Philly pinch hitters tonight, Jordan did a great job. Got a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And Incaviglia a base hit and an RBI.
Strike call to Stocker.
If one should know about coming off the bench and pinch hitting, I can tell you.
Yeah, you did that a little bit.
Well, close. I'm right at about 100 pinch hits in my career. I'm in the top 10. But there are several guys ahead of me that were really good. One of them being Manny Mota with 155.
Oh, he hit him. Stocker is drilled by that pitch. Looked like it hit him on the leg, didn't it?
He took a short stride into the ball and didn't get out of the way. And did it hit him on the leg or the knee, the thigh? Let's see if we can pick it up here. You see that short stride now? He didn't get it right off the right kneecap. Ow! Or left one. Let's see. Let's see if it hits him first off the right one. Yeah, it hits him. Nope, it hit him right off the left kneecap. It missed his right leg and looked like a little slider. Ow! Ow!
Stocker hit by a pitch last night, forcing in a run.
There's no meat there.
So Billy Connors goes to the mound to talk to Sean Bosky, and Wes Chamberlain will come out and bat for David West. Chamberlain off Sean Bosky is 2 for 7. They're both homers. And 3 lifetime runs batted in as Lefebvre looks off.
Very interesting. I'm sure the Philly fans would like to see one of those right now.
He's 0 for 1 off Bosky this season. Pitch to West. Broken bat, fly ball, center field. Willie Wilson's going to come on and get it, and that'll do it for the Phillies here in the 8th inning. But they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and they lead 2. We head to the 9th, 5-3, Cubs lead it.
Hazy sunshine this afternoon, high close to yesterday's 96 downtown.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
#1 in America.
You've waited all year. Save now on every #1 selling Ford at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. It's Ford's factory authorized clearance. Now get up to $2,000 cash back. Get total savings up to $2,900. Get low financing. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer during Ford's factory authorized clearance.
See your Ford dealer today. Get behind the wheel and turn the key.
Hurry. Ford's factory authorized clearance ends soon.
Well, here's your National League scoreboard. Game 1 of a long doubleheader at Cincinnati, and the Reds prevailed by a run. In game number 2, the Cardinals are up 4-0. Mark Whitten hit a grand slam in that one in the second game. Colorado over Montreal 3-0. They go to the 8th inning. Curtis Leskonic threw 6 innings of shutout ball. Freddie Benavides a 2-run triple. New York over Houston, they are also in the 7th. Bobby Bonilla had to leave that game with a shoulder injury. And then the coast game coming up tonight. 2 of them are big ones. Atlanta at L.A., Pittsburgh at San Francisco. Let's look at the American League. Toronto and Oakland in a battle. Toronto led big early, but now they're tied 6-6. Ruben Sierra, number 19. Baltimore and Seattle, they're no score into the 6th inning. Baltimore, the hottest team in the American League. New York 2, Texas nothing in the 5th. Jim Leyritz a 2-run double, and that one Boston over Chicago. They're in the 8th. Bob Melvin a 2-run homer. California at Detroit. Detroit scoring a lot of runs tonight, leading at 10-6. And Minnesota beating Cleveland tonight 6-0. Kevin Tapani a 4-hit shutout. He's 8-14. The loser in that game was Jason Grimsley, the former Phil. Pete Incaviglia remains in the game in left field. And the new pitcher for the right-hander Larry Anderson has been having some back problems. Had a shot for that yesterday, wasn't available for the game last night. We'll give it a go tonight. Andy feels that he's going to be able to pitch with this, and we shall see. Certainly hope so, because Anderson has been a key to the Phillies' success this season. So the numbers on Larry. He's done a great job at age 40.
You start looking at his numbers, then you start looking at David West's numbers, and you say, wow.
Both of them done a great job setting up Williams. And Anderson's first pitch to Rick Wilkins is outside, ball 1. Wilkins, Buechele, Wilson, and then Bosky due to bat. Nobody up in the Cubs bullpen, although Myers was up last inning. Beaten foul first base side. The Phillies will have the top of their order. Dykstra, Morandini, and Kruk due to bat in the 9th inning. And they trail at 5-3. Wilkins has had a big night with a homer and an RBI single.
Almost a pretty much upright stance. He chokes up on the bat about an inch, uses about a medium-sized handle bat, but then he dips into a little bit of a crouch as the pitch comes there.
Grounds it towards short, where Stocker has it on 2 hops, throws him out 1 away here in the 9th. And Buechele, the batter, 1 for 3 with an RBI double. Starters are the pitchers of records at this point. Ben Rivera for the Phillies and Jose Guzman for Chicago. Rivera going forward. Don Paul giving the Phillies 3 scoreless innings. David West 1, and now Larry Anderson in the 9th. Looks like Myers is going to jump back up in the bullpen. You would think he would come into the game in the 9th inning. He has 40 saves on the year, career high. Buechele takes it up high for ball 1.
He's had his problems lately, hasn't he? Struggled a little bit hitting.
He came in this series. In fact, tonight he was 9 for his last 54, batting just 167. Hurt the Phillies with a homer last night and a big double tonight. Bottom of the Cubs order has been very productive in both ball games. Anderson, a 1-1 pitch on the way to Buechele. Slider, swings and misses.
If you talk to every man on this Cubs team, they feel that Veterans Stadium is a great hitter's park. And other than Wrigley Field, which obviously is a pretty good hitter's park, they really like coming here. They like playing on the turf, and they like hitting in this ballpark. It is a very good hitter's ballpark.
Buechele swings and misses at a breaking ball. He's gone. 2 up and 2 down here in the 9th.
Anderson with his best pitch, his only pitch, a slider just out of the strike zone.
Here comes Willie Wilson batting in the 8 hole. 2 for 3 as Buechele waves and misses at that slider. Wilson not in the original starting lineup tonight, but did knock in 2 runs with a 2-run double down the first baseline in the 4th inning, knocking in runs 4 and 5, and that's what the Cubs lead by. Anderson misses inside, 1-0.
How many times have you seen that, Chris? The fact that some guy's not playing, all of a sudden somebody gets injured, can't make a game, they put a replacement in, that replacement stars or does something good.
Happens a lot.
Is that amazing?
Who did we see here have that? Bogart for the Mets.
4 hits, right?
Inside the park homer and a regular homer.
Right, a couple of homers and 4 hits on a night he wasn't even scheduled to play.
Ball and strike on Willie Wilson. There's another hit for him. A 3-hit game for Wilson. And Sean Dunston is going to come out and bat for Bosque. First time we've seen Sean Dunston in almost 2 years. There is Dunston. Former #1 pick and outstanding shortstop for the Cubs who's been plagued by back miseries. He got a hit the other day, tying the ball game on the 4th of September against New York. It was his first hit since May 3rd of 1992. Had surgery on May 13th of 92 for a herniated disc. So Sean Dunston back with the Cubs. Wilson started to go, held up as Anderson quick pitch Dunston. It's outside, ball 1. Phillies have out hit the Cubs 11-9. Well, that game is in the 7th. We said it was in the 8th. It's in the bottom of the 7th. Mike Lansing is an RBI hit for Montreal. 3-1 with the Expos batting in the 7th. Dunston, always a wild swinger, fouls one back, 1-1.
He does not get cheated. He swings as hard as Mariano Duncan, if not harder. Look at that swing.
Been a real enigma throughout his career. He's shown flashes where you think he is going to be one of the great players in the game, and then he'll go into 2-month funk and you can't believe how bad he looks. And I'm sure he's just happy to be back.
Yes, after that operation.
See, he probably still has a little bit of a stiff back as he's twisting around there in the batter's box. Dunston with that familiar closed stance right up on the plate. There goes Wilson, and he fouls it into the Phillies dugout, sending Curt Schilling spinning off the dugout step. There's Schill. And he will give the baseball to a fan. Tosses it to a young man right behind the Phillies dugout. Kid will never forget that. Curt Schilling will be his favorite player for a long time. I'm just trying to be pretty cool about it. Like, yeah, you know, it's no big deal.
No, he just dropped it.
And there is Kurt's wife, Shonda. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dunston swings and misses, strikes out on a slider. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left. We're heading to the 9th. Phils need 2 to tie.
If you want your car done right, it has to be done by the right people.
We take care of our customers. We do the job right.
Quality all the way.
Experience counts. The customer comes first.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
We're only as good as our people. That's why Jiffy Lube is America's favorite oil change.
We got experience at Jiffy Lube.
It's often taken for granted, yet it's as precious as the very air we breathe. It's called freedom. And it's what inspired Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield to create the new Personal Choice, a health plan that offers people the low costs of an HMO without asking them to give up what they value most, their freedom. Personal Choice, the health plan that controls costs, not people.
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families, for new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
It's a free back-to-school backpack, compliments of Campbell's Soup, when the Phillies play the Houston Astros Sunday, September 12th at 1:35. Backpack, baseball, and the Broad Street Bombers. All right. Call 463-1000 now.
And the new pitcher for the Cubs as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, Randy Myers, who picked up save number 40 last night. He'll be looking for number 41 in a save situation as the Cubs lead it by 2. Myers' previous high for saves was 38, set last year with San Diego. He converted a Cubs team record 13 consecutive save opportunities from the beginning of the season, April 7th through May 22. Then he had 12 straight from the 26th of May through July 2nd. The only reliever in history to record 30 saves with 4 different clubs. The Mets, the Reds, the Padres, and now the Cubbies. Lenny Dykstra leads it off for the Phillies in the ninth. Mariano Duncan will bat for Morandini as Rondell White has drawn a bases-loaded walk. And the Expos have them loaded with 1 out, 3-2 in the 7th. You don't expect Colorado to win much up there. The Phillies have to do their own winning. They have led 3-0 in that game, have the Rockies, and now they're in trouble. And then John Kruk will bat against Randy Myers.
Myers is not going to throw anything soft to these guys. Fastball, slider. In his repertoire is a changeup. You'll rarely see it because everything he throws is very hard. He comes right at you.
And Dykstra walked last night off Randy Myers. You can't believe that's a strike. And he says, no, that's not a strike. Ball's outside. It's interesting to see him lecture that umpire. And that umpire's Hernandez is yelling back at him. But this pitch is outside. And high. Yeah, that's a big pitch leading off the inning. You know, he wants to work Myers. Now this one's low, 1-1. And he has 1 walk in the game. He's 1 for 3. There is Duncan, who will bat for Morandini. Myers basically fastball, hard breaking ball. As Jay said, he doesn't throw too much soft stuff up there.
When you have 40 saves, you don't expect it, as we see Colorado has coughed up the lead. And now they're tied with Montreal. Dykstra fouled this one back. But you know what? In this stage of the game, Phillies can't be looking at the scoreboard. They just got to be concerned going out one day at a time and playing the best baseball they can.
Especially when you have a team down as much as they have the Expos, who are a very hot team right now. Had a 9-game winning streak snapped on Sunday. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dykstra. The pitch to Lenny. He tries to check, and he can. He's out on strikes. Randy Myers strikes out Dykstra to start the 9th inning, 1 away.
After some real hard fastballs, watch the breaking ball. He starts it on the outside part of the plate. It just breaks down and away out of the strike zone, but Lenny can't hold up. See his bat, how it goes completely over the plane of the plate?
And Mariano Duncan will pinch hit. There are the overall numbers on Duncan. first pitch to him is fouled back. On deck is Kruk and then Hollins. If the Phillies get somebody on. Here are the standings at this point. Phillies remain 9 up in the loss column. To here, if they were to lose tonight and the Expos win, they would still be 8 up. Fly ball foul out of play into the upper deck, first base side. Phillies still hold the largest lead of any of the division races thus far. The Cubs giving them all they can handle in these 2 games, jumping out to leads. And that ball fouled straight back off the screen behind home plate.
You know, really tonight was a big game for Ben Rivera. With Mulholland getting hurt, the status maybe miss 1, possibly 2 starts. Chance for Big Ben to come in and show his stuff and take charge a little bit. He just didn't have it tonight.
Now what can they be talking about? 0-2 with nobody on base. Randy Myers has had glove up to his mouth, making sure that nobody's eavesdropping. Randy Myers has been quite a relief pitcher in this league for a long time. No balls, 2 strikes to Duncan, and it's outside, 1-2. He's trying to get something going here in the 9th inning. Tommy Green gets a call tomorrow night for the Phillies against Greg Hibbert. Duncan deep down the right field line towards the corner. Fair or foul? It is a fair ball. Home run for Mariano Duncan. That ball just snaked over the wall by the foul pole screen, and Duncan has a home run, and the Phillies have cut it to 5-4.
That caught everybody by surprise.
Really?
And of course, Gento adds another $200 on this Mariano Duncan home run. Duncan, who hits the ball very well with power the opposite way, as Chris said, just did get this ball over the 330 side.
331 that way.
Gento's now donated $26,800 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Fund.
That's the Phillies' second pinch hit home run of the year, the other by Mickey Morandini. There's Mickey, and Duncan just hit for it. So Kruk the batter, and the Phillies are down by 1. They fell short by 1 last night. Kruk takes it low, ball 1. Duncan comes off the bench to give the Phillies some life. Number 9 on the year and his 63rd RBI. Fouled out of play, upper deck left side. I tell you, that ball, when it left the bat, it looked like it was foul, and it certainly didn't look like it was high enough to go over the wall.
And Sosa thought it was going foul.
Yeah. And he was just kind of drifting over. Hollins on deck. The Cubs are getting the bullpen up. To John Kruk. Low, 2-1. That's Frank Castillo. He's due to pitch here as a starter on Thursday. He's on his own. Here's a ground ball to second. Sandberg has it. And Kruk is retired. There are 2 outs in the 9th, and now it's up to Hollins.
Looking at Randy Myers right there, 31 years old. Pretty big guy, 6'1", 225, 27 pounds.
Mariano Duncan is now 4 for 5 off Randy Myers. Dave Hollins 0 for 3 off him. Mark Grace comes in for a word with his pitcher. We'll give you a shot of their outfielders right now. In a 1-run ball game, 2 outs, the outfielders don't want to let an extra base hit get by them. Look where they are.
Look at the infielders.
The infielders are all the way back, but the outfielders are unbelievable how deep they are. Here's the pitch to Hollins, and he swings and misses. Look at the outfielders. You hit it over their heads, it's out of here. And that's just the way they want it. Or off the wall. 0-1 to Hollins. A pitch to him. Fouled out of play, so the Phillies are down to their last strike.
They have to be off the top of the wall because a couple steps, all of them are right there. Got power against power here. Hollins, who pretty much has more power from the right side. Obviously more home runs from the right side. Against a hard throwing left-hander, a power pitcher right over the top.
Pitch. Popped up. It's playable. Who wants it? Vizcaíno, the shortstop, says he has it. Waits and squeezes it. And the Cubs have beaten the Phillies 2 straight nights after they fell behind and weren't able to catch up. In the inning, 1 run on Duncan's pitch-in home run. No errors and nobody left on base. The final here tonight is the Cubs win by a score of 5-4 in 2 hours and 48 minutes. We'll be back with more after this.